Monaco Pizza presents SCP. The Steve Dangle Podcast with your hosts, Steve Dangle and Adam Wilde.
You want to read that tweet?
So we got a nice tweet from Daniel Conrad. He writes, "Where's the podcast, assholes?" But then follows it up with, "Just kidding. Love you guys." Wink emoji.
It's like we're all friends here.
Is it okay?
Guys?
We're all friends here, assholes.
Do you see how I'm doing the bit? Yes, Daniel, we see you.
Apparently,
Very good.
Apparently, you've gotten a lot of Carrick video.
Carrick video, LFR, simply video.
Oh, and I'm sure, Jesse, that we really want Steve's followers to definitely stop doing that, don't we? We want them to definitely not tweet him like that all season long.
I tried to say podcast day, but I did it in a silly way. I said Pardkarsdar on purpose, and someone just responds, "Stroke?" Our listeners are savage. Jeez. We're one game in, everyone. One game. Or two if you cheer for one of those other teams that don't matter.
Man, it's so fun to watch the reaction to the first game of the Leafs season. The first game of the Canucks season. The reaction to that was fun. And we're going to get to all this, but
That was a good game.
it was a good game. It was a lot of fun.
This is fun
Although
to
I'm not
watch.
sure what I saw more, Elias Pettersson or his parents. Like, I think his parents took more time on the ice than he did.
Yeah.
It's like, and here's another shot of the parents, and they're drinking a coffee.
And they were
one
the
of the
two most Swedish people ever.
Oh, they're the most Swedish. Yeah. Well,
They were
Pettersson,
assembling furniture in the stands. So unnecessary. So you're at a hockey game. Take a couple minutes off.
They brought their own healthcure to the game.
my
Unbelievable.
goodness.
They're like 80 and it's still extremely good looking.
Yeah, exactly. This is the second generation of children they've had. I gotta tell you, it's like the first 4 weeks of the NFL. Everybody freaks out. This is hot take season. It's in full bloom, and I love it.
My goodness.
But I think,
Dubas is a failure.
Oh my!
Did you know?
Was that Damian Cox that said that? Damian
it
Cox
was
called him a
everyone.
failure.
Did he?
Yeah, he said that he's like, you have to, when you make a pronouncement like that, like the one he made on 31 Thoughts, talking about we will get them signed.
Yeah.
He didn't say when, he just said they will. Damian Cox said, that has to be seen as a failure.
No.
It's like,
we
no.
we have lots of sponsors here at Sportsnet. What is, I'm sure there's a beer sponsor. There's
I'm sure there's several advertisers,
Who
yeah.
is our ear cleaner sponsor? Do we have ear cleaning products? He wasn't the only one to misunderstand that quote. Wasn't that in question to how are you going to sign? You couldn't possibly sign the big three. And he said we can and we will. Two of them are still under contract, actually. Can we wait? Can we give it a sec? A year? Can we address this when it requires addressing? Hopefully.
The amount of articles not on the Leafs and just about potential contract numbers and the amount of interviews on it. I understand, especially having done sports radio now, I understand why. But it's just, oh my God, let's the Leafs were bad 5-on-5 in their first game versus Montreal. Can we agree on that? Sure, let's talk about that.
Matthews scored twice. The Leafs won in overtime. Tavares scored in his Leafs debut.
Johnny Toronto.
And this might be the most miserable I've ever heard the fan base after a first game win in over a decade.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Expectations, man. You can't just win. You got to look good when you do it.
Now, I can tell you,
crazy.
We were both at the ACC for that. I can tell you that from my perspective, being in and around the stands, because I was doing some stuff for the Maple Leafs, shooting some stuff, I have to tell you, I didn't get that vibe in there at all. People were jacked. And it did not matter that they weren't good 5-on-5.
There's a difference between real life people and Twitter.
Well,
Twitter is always angry.
You're right.
I mean, okay, so Mrs. Dangle is great. I'm amazed at the hockey stuff she retains because, I still don't really know if she actually cares. But, she asked a lot of questions during the game. But then, a few times she just went, they're sucking, aren't they? They're really bad. The first 10 minutes, I'm like,
yeah, they weren't good.
Yes, actually, no, your eyes are not deceiving you. They are being outshot 6-1.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
Is this a hot take? Montreal actually good?
You guys called me crazy You got
Nah. Adam called you crazy.
I did. But apparently I also said Montreal might surprise some people. So I'm not really sure where I stand, I guess.
Man, listen, when in doubt, when you are clearly rebuilding, which the Canadians are, go young, go fast.
Mm-hmm.
Leafs did it 2 years ago, worked pretty well. Devils did it last year, works really well. I thought they were going to contend for last place. They made the playoffs. Habs are going to cause teams some problems. I'm not going to promise playoffs or anything. They still didn't play a perfect game at all. They allowed a lot of, for as few shots as they allowed, a lot of them were high-quality chances.
And they have an 18-year-old as their top line center.
Second line center.
Oh, is he
People
second line?
corrected me on Twitter when I said that.
Okay.
Episode, yeah.
And he looked wonderful.
He's also probably the best center on the team by
He's first line
leaps and
center.
bounds.
He looked
Yeah.
wonderful. Domi got 2 assists.
Yep.
Lot to like. Man, that decision they made with Alzner is...
And
like,
Plekanec.
So, okay, I thought Plekanec was hurt.
No.
So
Healthy.
they scratched him so he could play his 1,000th game in Montreal.
Oh.
Because it would have timed out that he would have done it on the road, but he wanted it at home.
And it would have been hilarious.
In Toronto?
In Toronto? Playing for the former Leafs,
That would have been amazing.
Yeah.
I mean...
So his scratch was kind of for other reasons.
But I
also,
mean,
he's not the greatest.
if he's the number 1 center or number 2 center on the team, they're not going to be like, we don't need you.
I have to tell you, that is
odd.
really freaking odd.
No, that's really Montreal.
Like, it's just a number.
I get it.
It's a round number. Like, I get that it's a benchmark, but you're going to...
Commemorate it the next game.
We want to... You know what? We want to win this season. But for the first game, we're going to scratch our second best center.
Yeah,
I don't know, man.
Beg your pardon?
I would have been
understand.
like, okay, play your 1,000th game in Toronto because those are both teams you've played for. And they'll come back and the 1,001 games will honor you for your 1,000 games. Like, that doesn't square with me. I don't care. I guess I don't care about round numbers as much.
Well, do you care about streaks? Because I'm surprised that the 200 hockey men did not come to the roaring defense of Carl Alzner. Because it is so hard to stay healthy in this league. And Alzner has a 600-plus game Ironman streak going. Done because of a healthy scratch. Claude Julien did it too. But why did they do that?
Because
Why did they do it?
Carl Alzner isn't very good.
Well, Adam, I think you're touching on something here. Why isn't he very good?
Well,
Besides his contract,
he's not very mobile. He doesn't have a lot of controlled zone exit prowess.
he is
shall we
not
say?
where the team is going,
No.
and he's not where the sport is going. So about Ron Hainsey
Yeah.
being on the top pair, who I am thoroughly turning on immediately.
Before you move on,
Yes.
2 things. One, Plekanec's at 998 games in their first 2 on the road, so he would have had the 1,000 tonight, I think, or Saturday when they play in Pittsburgh, so they delayed it.
Okay.
So they have their home games. 2, most annoying thing that come out of the game, everyone's saying, Carey Price is back. Vintage Carey Price.
Carey Price is back.
Losing.
Beaten by 3 clean wrist shots. Like, I mean, dude, it's Matthews, Tavares, Matthews, but...
No, I think they mean he's back as in he's dressed. Like he's actually playing.
He is literally
He's not
back.
injured.
He's literally
they're-
on the ice.
Guys, they're not wrong. They're not wrong. Stop saying they're wrong because he physically was there.
We're mocking like such an amazing effort by Price, but like the standard he established for himself is so ridiculously unattainable for everyone, even himself.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh,
But he
yeah.
played well.
He played well.
Sure, yeah. He
Kadri
also-
to Levo put that puck exactly where he wanted to put it, but Price is able to leap across in the splits.
no.
So
Did
stupid.
Kadri and Levo go front foot?
I think they did. I showed Mrs. Dangle that for the first time last night. She's like, I don't understand your sweater.
Oh, yeah. You're wearing your front foot sweater. Yeah.
And I was like, okay. She's like, okay, is that like the Kawhi thing? I haven't heard the Kawhi thing either. I'm like, okay. I bring it up on my phone. So we laughed at that for 5 minutes, and then I showed her our segment. It's so awkward.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
so bad.
I think where you were going, and I understand where you're going, is the Ron Hainsey on the top pair.
Man, he is not where this team is going. He's not where this league is going. He looks like he's gone backwards. He's lost a step. Like, I was reading stuff today,
Well,
like...
half the time he's skating backwards.
Again, not untrue.
You see?
Not
because,
untrue.
Like, there was... I maybe not fair, because every situation is different, but there was a point, I want to say, either at the end of the second period or sometime in the third, where Travis Dermott gets caught. He made a mistake. He goofed up. He went too aggressive, got caught. Domi goes the other way. Dermott, against all odds, just books it back and catches him. And he gets himself out of a pickle. First period, Ron Hainsey gets caught at like just above his own blue line, and it's the end of the world. And the Habs score a goal. I'd rather have someone make a mistake and at least have the speed to get themselves out of it than someone who is maybe a little bit more responsible but can't move. Okay, let's discuss the differences between Ron Hainsey and Roman Polak. I think the list is getting shorter.
But this is what happens at the end of players' careers, right? Like they fall off and they fall off precipitously.
Totally.
It's not like a slow.
38.
It's not
That's
a slow
incredible.
progression. They're not. Most players are not Patrick Marleau.
He's a freak.
Yeah,
he's
Patrick
a
Marleau's
freak.
a freak among freaks. Because if you make the NHL, you're already a freak. But most players,
Great point.
most players fall off quickly. It happens fast and it's unpleasant. And the point is to get out before that happens.
But they're already making moves. So this is the one encouragement I would say for Leafs Nation is, they always say, whoever's supposed to be on the team by the end of the year is on the team. Mm-hmm. It's already pretty obvious that they want one of Borgman or Rosen to end up on the team at some point. But also, after penalty kills and after power plays and whatever, the Leafs throw out different lines. There was a line, I'm trying to remember exactly what it was. Hyman was on it. Babcock has these specialty lines, but he has a specialty pair after the penalty kill, and it's Riley Dermott, which was very exciting because I think I would like to see them try that a little more often, maybe at 5-on-5.
And interestingly, in all the negative comments Mike Babcock had about the team after the game, he did say that he pointed out specifically that Dermott played really well.
He had a couple plays where because I had the crazy bird's eye view. I was from the gondola. Everyone looks like an ant. Where my eyes haven't seen enough of Travis Dermott play to be used to him. You know what I mean? Like, I see Matthews in a certain situation, and my eyes just have more confidence in him to get out of it or have success in it than another player. Mm-hmm. Just because I've watched him enough. Dermott, I watch him like he took a certain turn in the neutral zone. I'm like, he's gonna bail. The guy's gonna pass him, but nope. He cuts so amazingly. He's one of the best skaters on the team. The Domi thing, I'm like, well, that's a goal. That's a breakaway goal. Catches him just after the blue line. Mm-hmm. Incredible. Now, here's the thing, though. All right, take Ron Hainsey off the top pair. Totally. So your top pair is Riley and Dermott. Do we all think that's a good idea? Wait, now? Do we think that's a good idea? Dermott, who hasn't even played a half season in the NHL? Top pair.
I don't hate it.
I do.
It's not ideal.
I do. I hate it less than Hainsey, but I feel like the plan is to slowly transition him there. And with Hainsey, it sounds like everything's going to be slow.
I think game 20... Hainsey's off the top pair for good.
I don't think this is a Matt Martin thing, guys. I don't think this is going to be a February thing. This is going to be a very quick transition.
To give Mike Babcock credit, and at least he's, I know he frustrates the hell out of everybody from time to time, as I'm sure he does his own players, but he is you have to win the job. You have to win the job.
Poor Connor.
And it looks like, yeah, right? It looks like Dermott can win that job. And if he wins that job, instead of that job being given to him, which is the whole point in Toronto, that's been the problem, is like, hey, you're good. We're going to give you this. No. We can't do that anymore. We tried that for 25 years. It didn't work. They need Dermott to win that job. And for Mike Babcock to specifically say Travis Dermott played really well means he's got his eye on him. And I have to tell you, I liked that was the best bottom pair defense I have ever seen.
It wasn't a bad game for them.
Ozhiganov, I know everybody wants to hate this guy. I really don't hate this guy. I didn't hate him through preseason.
He had the one penalty
in fact,
I think saved a goal.
I mean, I kind of want all the players. I don't know why people cheer against their own players, but he is not a guy. I'm not cheering against any of them.
Well, it's in the same way where we were like, oh, friggin' Polak. Like, if he scored a goal, there's a little part of you that goes, great. Well, that guarantees he's in the lineup for the next 20 games.
But Ozhiganov came in and was steady and was responsible and moves the puck. That's the key. Moves the puck.
Yeah.
And with Dermott on the left side there, it's a pretty good, solid bottom pair. Now the problem,
but the top pair sucks.
The top pair sucks. And so what it's led to with the Nylander contract situation, which we'll get to, is the just piping spicy hot takery that we've seen about how Nylander should be moved for a defenseman, which we've heard for 3 years now. And I understand the reasoning is, well, you need another top pair guy who can limit Gardner's minutes and bring down this person's minutes and stop the blah, 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 whatever. I think they have the personnel in-house to get this done. I don't think they actually need to do that.
I think the plan is obvious. The plan.
What do you think the plan is?
Spend a big old bunch of money on what should, by next year, be the best offense in the league.
Mm-hmm. Need some time to figure itself out.
Maybe, like top 3. On any given night, it's a top 3 offense in the league. By the end of next year, if it's the same lineup, come on. And go cheap on defense. Go young on defense, right? Maybe Liljegren makes the team.
Sandin maybe, Jersey.
Yeah, I don't know if Sandin's going to make the team next year, but like he'll be in the pipeline. Jersey had a really good debut in the OHL. Hopefully Borgman is better. The plan is to, I guess, go cheap. Gardner, to me, is a bigger question mark than almost anyone else on the team. Because if you take him away, that's such a big part of your team that's missing, and I just don't know how they're going to keep him.
I don't think they are. I don't think they can. I just don't think
that's a big hole.
The crunch is coming, so what are you going to commit to? And the thing is that oftentimes it's better to focus on your strengths than to try to fix your weaknesses, right?
This is why the Leafs are right to dig in on Nylander, by the way.
Well, we'll get to that. Don't get there right now. Let's talk about the actual team because Nylander's been honestly, that topic's been beaten to death too. But we're going to get to it.
I'm sick of it just because, like, where do we go with the discussion?
Well,
I feel like we've hit all the angles.
We haven't, not quite.
No,
there've been new angles.
Oh hell yeah!
Are you guys disappointed that in July the Leafs sat there and said, "Okay, we're going to bring back 37-year-old Ron Hainsey and expect him to play well"?
Yeah,
I'm a little disappointed now that I see what he is. I'm like, why did you expect this guy who's clearly he's got 1 year left and he's clearly on the tail end of his career and he can't skate anymore, and you're going to rely on him to be your first pairing defenseman?
I'm upset they brought him back in his role. Like, I was thinking, I was like, okay, Dubas is probably thinking of something. Maybe he makes a trade. Maybe Hainsey's in that trade. And then I'm like, who wants that? Like, he again, is not where the league is going. He's a left-handed guy who plays on the right side. He's ancient. You sell him off to a team that needs defense. Well, wait a sec. We need, what is the market for Ron Hainsey? Like, who wants that? Besides Mike Babcock.
Mm-hmm. Besides us.
Who, if he was a GM starting his own team, would be the number 1 center. John Tavares, the best number 3 center in the league. And Kadri, the best number 4, behind Ronald Hainsey, number 1.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Are we being hypocrites because it's game 1?
Well, okay.
He had a crap preseason too.
What else are we supposed to do? I mean, and also,
I saw one game, and he looked slow in that one game. I can't imagine he's going to look much faster in games 2 through 82.
You also saw the back half of last season. Now, I've been trying to be as positive as I can about Ron Hainsey because I thought he started last year in the first 40 games. I thought he was very effective. But I haven't seen that since those first 40 games. So I'm starting to, especially because I thought, beginning of the season, he's fresh. We'll start to see it. And we'll see, but I don't think so.
This is what fresh as a daisy Hainsey looks like. Mm-hmm. Fresh as a Hainsey.
What's 77 game Ron Hainsey look like?
There is the theory that he could play into shape. Like, some guys progress throughout the season and get better.
Yeah, Freddie Anderson always starts slow.
Yeah, Chris Paul in the NBA is the guy who's notoriously, they make fun of him because he comes into the first games overweight, and then by game like 42, he's fit because he's playing basketball every day.
Isn't it amazing that happens at the highest level?
Yeah.
Like, isn't that absolutely
it's crazy
amazing?
that
and
they're just
every
like
league,
us. Yeah.
every league has those players by the dozens.
Yeah.
Like, it's unbelievable.
They're like, it's summer. I don't want to work out. I work out when I have to when they're paying me.
No, I don't know if Hainsey's like out of shape necessarily, but I don't know. I saw in game one, and I just saw the style that game was. The Habs are fast, and most young players are fast. It's rare that a player comes into the league and they're like, he can't skate. That doesn't really happen anymore. So, like, Ottawa is on Saturday. They're just going to try to outskate the Leafs. That's really all they can do. All season long, all like Montreal, Vancouver, Ottawa, a bunch of the teams that are expected to be at the bottom, all they can do is work their butt off and skate as fast as they possibly can. So it's not even that I don't like Hainsey on the first pair. I don't know if I like him on the team at all. After that one game, I know it's one game, but do I want him with Ozhiganov instead of like Borgman?
Well, I think you have to, like, if first off, he has to have the job won from him. So that's the first thing. And I understand the thought process on that. And remember, there's 82 games. That's why you have 82 games.
Yeah.
It's a process. You're supposed to figure out. It's going to drive you nuts. It's going to drive hockey Twitter nuts. But remember, hockey Twitter is 1% of 1% of hockey fans. And also, we watch the game in a much different way than a fan does. I can tell you, even in the time that I've done this show, the transition I've had from watching it just, there's a bunch of guys on the screen and there's the puck.
And we won.
And we won.
And they scored. Yeah.
Which is what I saw at the Scotiabank Arena, which is, who cares how the first period went? We won. Whereas now I look at it and I go, well, that long term could be a trend for them, and blah blah blah, because that's the way I consume it, and that's the way you've consumed it. It's the way you, Jesse, consume it. Because, not to say that we're not fans, we are, but remember that not everybody has a podcast, right?
It's an education,
and not everybody
though.
started a Twitter account with a Felix Potvin name or a Carl Gunnarsson like name or something like that from, like, you know, a weird reference from the mid 90s because they love hockey that much, right? And that's
Lonnie Bloghonis.
Shout out to Kemi. But you know, like, it's one of those things that, like, I think that we have to remember that in these sorts of situations, we are fans / semi-analysts, and we're looking at it from a fan's perspective. There's a fan in you that's like, change it now.
They have the time to figure this out.
They do, and we have to remember that.
Trying to say.
Yeah.
They have the 82 games to figure out. We might overreact every single time this happened, but they can sit back because in actuality, they had, until the playoffs, they don't really need to figure any of this out.
No.
So I was, luckily I got to watch the game. I got to watch the game from a gondola. I did something with Scotiabank, and the guy I was sitting next to all game, Jeremy from How To Hockey.
Really?
It was great.
What?
It was great. I'm sitting next to a literal hockey coach, like
That's
a
crazy.
skills coach, and he was pointing things out to me all game. It was an education. It was great. Yeah, we were watching a lot of Dermott. Whoop! I keep lowering the chair with me.
You brought up Ottawa, by the way, and I just wanted to quickly check. Bobby Ryan is the oldest player on the Ottawa Senators, outside of Craig Anderson.
Wow.
He's 31.
He's 31.
Wow.
Wow.
So they're going to be young.
That's the way to go, though. That's the way to go. I'm surprised he's older than Borbietsky, who doesn't spell his name that way, but apparently that's how you say it. Apparently,
How do you say it?
Borbietsky,
Borbiexy?
I don't think that's how you
think
say
so.
it.
Isn't it Borowiecki?
Borowicki, or Man, I just don't
29,
know.
by the way.
I don't care. Is
Hey.
it okay if I? No, I'm kidding.
You should care.
You know what you should care about? You know what you should care about?
Maxwell Joie
One
on
of-
his first goal.
One of our new partners, Ridge Wallets.
Whoa.
You should definitely care about them.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm serious.
I know.
Well, I mean, we've just partnered up with Ridge Wallets for the next few weeks. Pretty excited to bring them on. You're also going to be featuring them in your videos.
You bet.
We've got our Ridge Wallets. We've ordered them. They are on their way, which is cool.
Adam ordered the ugly one.
I ordered the one that looks like a hockey stick. I ordered the carbon fiber one. Jesse thinks it's ugly.
I don't like stripes. And your wallet has
They're
stripes
crisscrosses.
on it.
They're not
That's
stripes.
even worse.
See, you guys are getting into a debate over it. I'm just like, I want the blue one. Like,
It's blue and it's aluminum.
I know the Leafs are blue and I like blue. My glasses are blue.
I got the nice one, the all black finish.
I got blue.
So the idea with these wallets is A, they're basically indestructible. B, they're made out of hockey stick stuff, which is why I got mine, because it's carbon fiber.
If I wear one as a cup, will it work?
But also, like, pull out your wallet. What's your current wallet look like?
It's not
That's
good.
actually thinner than I would have thought for you.
It's, well, I took out.
I would have thought you had
every
everything.
now and then I just take out all the receipts and
See how
cards.
thick Jesse's is?
Yeah, you got Costanza.
Now, I've always kind of pared down, but even so, I carry too much. And the whole idea with the Ridge wallet is that you're supposed to actually carry less, but only what you need. And really, when you think about what do you need? You need your ID, so you can buy a beer. You need your credit and debit card. And you need
beer?
probably to buy beer. And you also need like probably a work pass, maybe.
Yeah.
Like what else do you need? And the thing about
I'm looking at all the useless receipts in my wallet.
see, that's the thing, right? It's the idea is that your wallet's big, so you collect a bunch of extra crap which you don't actually need to bring with you.
I don't remember the last time I was genuinely excited to get a wallet.
Yeah,
Like, like
It's
as
really
you saw,
exciting.
mine's a little thick thingy. I'm like, oh, this thing's gonna be so convenient.
So the point of these things is to keep you organized and also to not be. I don't
Mine's
know.
tearing
Do you
apart.
carry? You carry your wallet in the front or the back?
Front.
See, I carry it in the front too.
Yeah.
The problem is it always kind of sticks out, right? It's always like it's always kind of sticking out. The idea there is it's a front carrying wallet that
My first ever girlfriend used to like yell at me about that. Don't carry it in your front. It looks stupid. Yeah, we broke up.
Well, there you go.
Well, maybe if you had a Ridge wallet, you wouldn't have broken up.
Exactly. You could have been married now.
Oh my god.
She could have been Mrs. Dangle. And you would have Springer Spaniels instead
What's
of
her
Doodles.
name?
I'm sure we both grew up.
What's her name?
Nah, we don't need to talk about it.
But
All right, Karen.
the idea is that it's supposed to be thin enough that you can't see it through pants or jeans or whatever else. And you carry it in your front, so you're not having to every time I sit down, because I also carry it in the butt pocket sometimes too.
I walk with it in the butt pocket.
I put it down on the table, and my wife gets mad at me because she's like, every restaurant we go to, my phone and wallet go on top of the table, and she hates that. So this is
that?
Yeah, actually these are actual conversations you have when you're married, man. It's ridiculous. Anyway, check out Ridge wallets. Just Google them. We will show off our wallets when they show up.
Website?
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 Well, ridgewallet.com actually.
Wow, that's
There
really
you go.
easy.
So anyway,
Good.
thanks to them for signing on. And Steve, you're going to be showing off yours as soon as it arrives, probably this weekend.
Yes.
Yes'm.
Yeah, I didn't want to do it in the first video on account of I'm always terrified for the first video of the season.
Really?
For the first LFR of the season?
Why?
Oh my god. Every year when I do the intro at the last minute, create an intro for my videos, I always like look at the stuff I said from last season and realize I don't remember saying any of it. And I also look at the person on the screen and go, who is that? Surely not I.
Is it just a
That's
bit?
not
It's
me.
a bit like back to school, like bit funny. Everything's a bit weird.
Yeah. He's
Feels-
so full of energy and confidence and knows what he's talking about. I'm not that at all. And then, yeah, the first video, I always feel like I'm doing an impression of myself. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You ever go, what does Adam Wilde act like?
I think
I'm going to be that.
when I eventually get back on the air, like live on the air, because this is recorded, right? It's different.
Yeah, it's just trash, right?
No, but it's
It's your dumb little
It's not
hobby.
a negative. You spend too much time on Twitter. Just because something is different doesn't mean it's bad.
I know.
But the when I eventually get back on the air, TV, radio, whatever, it's gonna be weird. It's gonna be very weird because I've sat already for 3 months.
Because you got to go like, oh, what does Adam Wilde sound like?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, what does radio Adam Wilde sound
What
like?
do I do here? There's nothing that's normal, right? I get what you're saying. So I want to jump to the Nylander stuff because I think we've hit the Toronto game enough, right? Toronto Montreal game.
Yeah.
We got the
They won.
Yeah, they won.
Neat.
Nylander?
Holy smokes, is Matthews good.
Is that where we're going?
Nylander. Did I not say Nylander yet?
Is that where we're going next?
Yeah, that's where we're headed.
Okay.
That's where we're going.
So
Okay.
confused.
We're going we're going to Stockholm to visit him.
I thought you were moving on from the game and then the Leafs entirely.
No, hell no. We're going to Nylander. So I have to I'm going to go on the record and say And we're gonna go all into all of this in depth.
We're going to talk about Dallas because of the Leafs.
Let me just say this. Brendan Shanahan, Kyle Dubas, and every other member of Leafs management, to me, including their dealings with the press, are handling this perfectly.
You think so?
This is a masterclass. This is phenomenal. I love this.
Interesting.
And what I love about it is everybody is squirming. The fans are squirming. The sponsors are squirming. Eugene's squirming.
I got my excited shirt last night
Did
in the
you?
mail. I was very happy about it. I was very excited. My wife was excited. Twitter was excited.
Were the dogs excited?
Dogs were excited. Sponsors excited. Everyone's excited.
Was Rich Wallace excited?
Oh, they were so excited. And now you heard it and you're excited.
Yeah. Now,
isn't that great?
what I would say is right now the Nylander contract situation is kind of in the dumpster.
That's perfect. So what's the plan here?
Well, no. So I have to say, I admire and respect what they're doing. And let me get into this and let me tell you why.
I'm confused, yes.
Because everybody's uncomfortable right now. And I mean this honestly. The media is uncomfortable, the fans are uncomfortable, and most importantly, William Nylander's camp is uncomfortable.
I don't know about that.
I 100% do. Now,
I like that you said camp, because I can't picture William Nylander uncomfortable. He's just got one of those faces
if you
that
were
doesn't
losing
change much.
$30,000 a day, you'd be uncomfortable.
I think he still has the upper hand.
Okay, well, we'll get into that in a second.
I will argue this to death.
Okay.
I bet you
I
will.
bet that is not a shock, Jesse. They have to. Leafs management doesn't have a choice here. They have to drive a hard line with William Nylander, because if they capitulate here, then they have to capitulate with Marner and Matthews as well.
This is their line in the sand.
And this is, and unfortunately, it had to be William Nylander first. But this will happen with Matthews and Marner as well.
They saw this coming.
They must, and we all knew this was coming.
But they saw this coming in 2016.
Yeah.
100%. Well, that's why they let him play 25 games early.
Yep. They saw this coming.
They didn't want to do this all at
2016.
once, because the players would have had all the rights.
The players would have been excited.
That's right.
I'm sure his agent was excited. Start earning an NHL deal? Come on.
Get those sponsors excited. Scotiabank's excited.
Fans excited.
The negotiation, as it stands right now, is setting the precedent for the negotiations next summer. If you don't put a line in the sand here with your fourth best forward, and let's be honest, I don't know that there's a huge difference between Nylander and Marner. There has been in performance.
Point production.
100%. I mean, point production's been kind of the same, but if you look at Marner's back half and Nylander's back half, Marner caught fire. But, when Ian Tulloch was on, he talked about that. He said, I don't know that there is that much of a skill difference between the two of them. And I think he might be right. But let's just say, for argument's sake, you're dealing with the fourth best forward on the team. Fourth best forward. How can you justify not putting a line in the sand now and then trying to do it next summer with Matthews and Nylander, or Matthews and Marner, that is? People are saying, well, I can't fault Nylander. He's got to get his money.
Absolutely.
And I can't fault him.
No fan should not be in Nylander's corner.
In terms of workers' rights.
Teams are
get your
not
money.
Loyal. Yeah, get your money.
But also,
you
really can't fault Shanahan and Dubas. They have to do this. This isn't fun. This is not a situation they would love to have. If there was no cap, he'd be signed and in a jersey already.
Yep.
But there's a cap here. And these are the rules. And they're playing by them. It's not fun. But if you get the guy, here are your two choices. Get the guy on a manageable contract, or don't and diminish your chances at a cup.
Well, and
trade him, as in.
That's sort of the quote that stuck out to me was Shanahan talking about his days in Detroit, and all the guys took discounts in order to win.
And people hated that quote.
Well, it was kind of bullshit because there's no cap.
It's not actually, though.
Jesse's absolutely right.
He could have used he could have said Tampa Bay right now, and I would have been like, okay, that makes
sense. You're right, 100%.
Like, why didn't he use a better example?
But I have an argument against that, and I want to just say that. Can I?
Sure.
Okay, at that time, yes, Detroit did have the richest owner in the league.
Yeah.
But that did not mean that they were spending more than other teams. At that point, Detroit, Boston, Toronto, and New York, and especially Toronto and New York, anybody that hit the free agent market, Toronto and New York would throw tens of millions more at them.
It was like four teams: Toronto, New York, Detroit, and Philly.
Philly, too. any free agent that hit the open market, Toronto was in on, and they were spending and spending and spending. Like I think their salary cap or their salary before the end of the cap era was like $70 million. Like Matt Sundin,
I think it might have even been higher.
Matt Sundin was making $8 million a year.
No, I think it was 9. It was higher.
So there you go.
I still remember the front page of the Toronto Sun.
So when Shanahan says that they all took less to stay in Detroit, were they all making more than most? Yes, 100%. But were they taking the top deals that were offered to them at the time? No, they were not.
And Tavares didn't.
Now, that's not, you shouldn't put that on John Tavares. He made that choice on his own.
Right. But there is a little bit of, would you like to win or not? If you want top guy money, the Leafs can't give Nylander top guy money. They can give him very good guy money. If you want top guy money, then you're ready to be the top guy elsewhere. You know what I mean? Like, Nylander says he wants to be in Toronto. Well, use your head.
This is what it's.
Are you going to win with 4 guys making $8+ million? I just don't know, man. I just don't think so. Making this high of a percentage of the cap? Maybe. I mean, you're just making your own job more difficult.
Or you're not working.
Or you're just doing what you're doing right now. Through the Aftonbladet.
Just to counter the Detroit argument, not to focus too much on it, but Brendan Shanahan was making more than everyone on the Leafs at that point. 1998.
Well, but he was also traded there. But remember that Brett Hall and Pat Verbeek and all the other guys that showed up on that team, Mike Modano eventually, there were all guys that, like, those were guys that had better offers elsewhere. But when they won that cup together, all the free agents that Detroit had signed had bigger offers elsewhere. And that's what he means. Was it the same? Is it fair? No, not really. And I think there was a better example in Tampa Bay. I think you're absolutely right.
Don't cherry pick that because you were there and that's what you want them to do. It's just use a better example.
Sure.
You're smart enough. You're better than that.
Here's a good example of why people should maybe calm down a little bit. 3 screen grabs from third period suits. Front page of the Calgary Sun from September of 2016. Exclusive. Gaudreau and the Flames are $1.5 million apart as winger wants $8 million. And then a Dreger quote. I think they're still north of, and this is like this. This is yesterday. And with regard to Nylander, I think they're still north of $8 million, and that's the ask, and that's the expected get from Nylander and Louis Gross, his agent, and his father, Michael Nylander. And then another screen grab from 2016. Johnny Gaudreau signs a 6-year deal with the NHL Flames at an AAV of $6.75 million. You know, so he went from going, I'm worth 8, and digging in, I'm worth 8, and missing games, and I'm worth 8. He's not worth 8.
And it's, by the way, same agent.
Some. I don't remember.
Gaudreau? In what year was it?
I want to say it was at least a week.
Same agent as Gaudreau, though.
16, 17. Same agent?
Same agent.
Come on, guys. This is the playbook.
And I thought it was interesting. Shanahan said, at the end of the day, we all found a way to fit with each other so we could keep adding to the group. And he said, and like I said, it's not for everyone and we're not for everyone, but we think the players that we currently have, while that's not going to be easy, we have great confidence that that they have bought into to be a part of this program and being a part of the Toronto Maple Leafs and representing Toronto in a way that they understand is going to be the most important. Now, a lot of people have given Shanahan hell for this. A lot of people have given William Nylander hell for this as well. And I think that's also unfair. Like when he said he didn't watch the game in Sweden, the first game, who cares?
Well, it was in the middle of the night.
Exactly. And also, but who cares?
Yeah. I believe him. Like players, like when they say, I don't watch the playoffs, I believe them. They're focusing on their other lives. It'd be like, hey, do you watch TSN to keep up on the competition? Like, did you go watch what they're doing on ESPN? Like, no, I don't know. I just kind of like doing my own thing.
I do my thing.
My dogs for a walk.
Yeah, I love doing that. I love taking them out for a walk. I'd much rather do that than...
You can watch the other YouTubers?
I mean, I watch some. I watch some. Urinating Tree. You guys watch Urinating Tree? No. Oh, great channel. Great sports channel.
All right.
A lot of swearing. Pretty good.
I don't know how this ends. with Nylander. I think it's 10 games.
Yeah,
That's just my random prediction.
And also, I don't think anyone's in the wrong. I don't think.
No.
I get what Shanahan's saying. What Shanahan's saying is right and makes sense. You got to take a little less to win. And if I was William Nylander, I'd be like, there was no cap. You shut your mouth. That's great, Shanny. That's great. You tell me more about what it was like when your team paid their players $90 million or whatever it was.
Totally understand that.
You know what I mean? I don't think anyone's wrong.
And Nylander also has rights. He can become a free agent at the end of this. If he wants to actually do that, he can go play in Sweden for the rest of the season on a club team, and then next summer he can sign with whoever he wants.
I don't believe that's how it works.
Yeah, isn't it December 1st? He's a free agent if he doesn't sign his contract.
No, I mean December 1st. He is a.
He has to sit out the rest of the year.
He has to sit out the rest of the year.
Next July he becomes a UFA.
No, still a restricted free agent. Still rights with the Leafs.
Jesse's going to look that up. Because we're recording around noonish, which is unusual, we actually do have a couple pieces of breaking news.
Okay.
Would you mind? There's two.
Do we really need to break? Is it
Not
that
necessarily. Well, what do you want to get to next?
Well, we're still on the Nylander thing, so just hold tight on the breaking news. It's not that
sprinkle
big.
the news in as it's relevant.
Okay.
For Nylander, it is not.
Okay. So we hang on to that breaking news because
Yeah.
it's people already know by the time they download the show.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but we were going to talk about
Breaking news. You've heard
breaking
this
news
from 6 hours
everybody.
ago.
Yeah.
Jesse?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry. Are you? I believe the earliest he can become a UFA is 2023, no matter what.
But then what is the rule from December 1st on?
He has to sit.
And then next summer, what happens?
He is still a restricted free agent, still has rights with the Leafs.
Wasn't that the deal with Lindros when he sat out with the Flyers?
Still a restricted free agent.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, believe
I mean,
me,
obviously the rules
teams
have
would
changed.
never allow for that to be the case because all anybody would have to do is just sit out 1 year and become a UFA.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way.
Artemi Panarin?
I do want to read an old article though, and this is from 2007.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's from CBC Sports.
The year I started making videos.
And this might give you a little bit of an insight into what the Nylander camp is thinking and maybe how they do business. Maybe not.
Okay.
Maybe not.
Okay.
But it's interesting all the same.
You're still battling
I'm
that,
still fighting it. Oilers
Half
cry
of Toronto
foul.
has it.
Oilers cry foul over Nylander signing.
What?
Do you remember this? The Edmonton Oilers issued a statement on Thursday claiming they had a contract agreement with free agent center Michael Nylander, who subsequently signed with Washington.
I remember this.
Calling the situation unfortunate and unprecedented, the Oilers GM, Oilers general manager Kevin Lowe agreed Sunday to a multi-year deal with Mike Gillis, Nylander's agent, future Vancouver Canucks general manager.
Oh, wow.
Who in turn confirmed in writing that the agreement had been reached. Edmonton never received signed contracts, that is, from Nylander and Gillis, and on Monday morning, the Washington Capitals general manager George McPhee announced that Nylander had agreed to a 4-year deal with the Capitals, believed to be worth $19.5 million US. Now, this is after playing with Yager for a couple years in the Rangers, and I think he had like 83 points. And
he went to Washington, too.
He did, yeah, but I think he was in Washington first, and then he went to New York. Nylander was in New York and then went to Washington. But this was like 2007, and I think by 2009, Nylander wasn't even playing in the league. Like he was on Grand Rapids. Like he wasn't. It was a couple more years, and that's all he had. He didn't play very well in Washington. The Oilers can find no precedent for such conduct in our history, the statement read. The Oilers are examining and pursuing every course of action available in the best interests of our team and our fans. Edmonton also claims its subsequent free agent dealings on Monday were made under the assumption that Nylander was an Oiler. Nylander set career highs in goals for 26 and assists 57 and points 83 with the New York Rangers last season. The 34-year-old Nylander is in his native Sweden, excuse me. And the case may be also complicated by the fact that Gillis has been representing the player for only a short time. So forget, like, the first part's interesting, but let's have a listen to this part.
Okay.
The end of the article, to me, is where it gets the most interesting. The New York Post reported in early June that Nylander fired Paul Theophanos after learning the agent had agreed in principle to a new deal with the Rangers without consulting him.
So this is sort of, I've heard, what happened with the Pacioretty situation.
So let me just finish it up here. Hold that thought.
I'm curious as to how this applies to William.
Soon after, the Rangers decided to target free agents Chris Drury and Scott Gomez instead of re-signing Nylander. Nylander played for the Capitals from 2002 to 2004, stints in Hartford, Calgary, Tampa, Chicago, Boston, New York, and Washington, blah, 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 blah. What were we going to say about Pacioretty? Pacioretty's agent, like Brisson, when he was repping Pacioretty, is too close to Bergevin, I think. That was his issue. They were too good of friends, I guess.
Yeah, and I think there was that weird thing with LA. And so I think what might have happened is they agreed to like a certain number.
Mm-hmm.
Like the agent and the team, and Pacioretty goes, "What the hell?" You know, and then he fired him, and I don't know. The sequence of events all seems to make sense there. Nylander's going to get done. Man.
No, for sure. But I think my point in this is that Michael Nylander has literally seen it all.
He told the team he was signing with them and then didn't.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He played for 7 different, 8 different teams in 15 years. Michael Nylander has seen all of this. So if you're wondering about why maybe, this is going on so long, remember that his father, well-versed in how the NHL works, understands it all.
I'm not fussed, man.
I'm not either. But
not fussed.
Interesting, if you're ever panicked and then you have a parent step in and go, hey, it's going to be okay, you'll probably believe that it's going to be okay. And that's probably what's held up negotiations, but that's also good for William because he might make more money.
He might.
And as a dad, what else are you supposed to do? Protect your kid, right?
I don't know. I'm just annoyed because don't we all seem to feel like it's going to the same place?
Yeah.
Like he signs for
we
a
all
hair
know
under
it's going to, yeah. Or he sits out the year and is still.
No. Okay, everyone stop talking about that.
So
everyone stop until it happens.
Tyler Dello put out an article yesterday claiming that, and I have to tell you, I think it's a pretty thin argument. Which is rare for Tyler, but it's a very thin argument that somehow the longer this goes on,
it's just unrealistic.
The longer this goes on, and I'm paraphrasing, you should read the article. It's in The Athletic. The longer this goes on, the better that it is for William because he will be his restricted free agency doesn't slide. Right, 2023 is when he's going to be a UFA. Yeah. So if he sits out a year, he's even closer to UFA. So next year he could demand more potentially if he sat the year. That's the idea.
I just don't understand why we're talking about players sitting out an entire year and offer sheets and other J.K. Rowling creations. Like, they don't happen. It doesn't happen. Players don't sit out. Just not past December 1st. When was the last time? When was the last time? Can anyone help me out? When was the last time? Over a decade? I'm trying to think. Offer sheets? When was the last one? Weber, maybe? And it got matched? And it's now widely regarded as one of the worst contracts? It just doesn't happen, folks. Like, stop worrying about it. Stop worrying about the offer sheets. Stop worrying about him missing the whole season. I hope it blows over in 2 weeks. If it doesn't, he's going to look prophetic, Dello, obviously. Like, I'm not criticizing the work. I'm just, I don't.
Like, he's correct in his saying, but the chances of it happening are pretty small.
It's, you go through, it's like guessing what's wrong with your car. Well, it could be these things that happen 1% of the time. Odds are you got a nail in the tire. Something like that.
Yeah.
It's just, a player sitting out a year. When was the last time?
Mm-hmm.
When was the last
you
time?
hope it didn't happen this time, but of course that plays on the anxiety of fans who are genuinely concerned.
Great.
Ain't
gonna happen.
Is Nylander's contract technically arbitration eligible?
No, he's not. He wouldn't be unless if he does a bridge deal. His next one will be. But the Leafs and him don't want to do a bridge deal. They both want to do 6 to 8 years. So he'll probably never go to arbitration because it will eat, I think, 1 or 3 of his UFA years, depending upon how far they go.
Yeah, I'm not certain. Riley,
it's your third.
I want to say Riley's contract, which I think was done at the same age, 6 years, and that was 2 UFA years.
Right.
I might be wrong. Might be wrong there. I'm pretty sure it was 2 UFA years. I don't know. We're talking about The most likely scenario is it gets done and it's at the number that we all think it's going to be.
So then what was the point of all this?
What do you mean?
If it just gets done at 6.2 or 6.5, what was the point?
What was the point of it ever? Like, every time this happens, we look at the result and we go, that's the result we thought was going to happen. And we go, what was the point of that?
Well, I think I think I have the
Johnny
point.
Gaudreau's got something up his
In
sleeve.
retrospect, what's the point then?
I think the point is
question.
this. I think the point is this happens in every sport, in every league, every single year.
Yeah.
The difference is in Toronto,
It's happening to the Leafs. And it
we've
sucks.
never had it. We've never drafted good young players who are worth this kind of money. We've never had 3 good young players that we drafted ever.
There's probably a guy
Ever.
like a long time ago. People are going to be like, actually, but like,
Well, in the 60s, it didn't count. You signed the contract they gave you, or you went home, and you made $20,000 a
just a
year, and you had
different
to pick up a carpentry job in the summertime. Like, it's different. In the modern era, when was the last time the Leafs had 3 great young draft picks in a row? Was it Wendell Clark and like Russ Courtnall and Vinny Domfus? Completely different.
I get frustrated. Okay, again, talk hockey for a living, and so, certain topics stick around, and you go, all right, here are the basics. Here's what everyone's talking about. Okay, how do I add to that? Then new stuff comes out, and you go, okay, here's what everyone knows. How do I add to that? And we've just done that so long that I'm just like, there's nothing left here. Mm-hmm. There's nothing left.
Blood from a stone.
I'm sick of it. He's back when he's back. If he agrees to sit out for the year, that's news. If he agrees to sign, that's news. If he's traded, that's news.
Everything else is
Until
nothing.
then, everything else is garbage.
I do want to say this. As a Toronto Maple Leafs fan, or as a fan of any other team, and I bet there's a lot of people listening to this who are not Leafs fans who are like, oh yeah, I remember when we went through that with X player. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure you could tweet us that. Remember, who held out on you? Is Nick Ritchie still holding out?
Mystifyingly, yes.
Yes, mystifyingly. So I think the point is for Leafs fans, you want to have a great young pipeline of prospects. Well, we've had that. You want to have great young Marlies who become great young Leafs. Well, we have that. Mm-hmm. This is also part of it.
Life is good.
Get used to players in restricted free agent situations having a really tough negotiation. Get used to this.
Can we just say that it's because the Leafs didn't have a good first game? Like, that's what it is.
Well, they won.
If the Leafs...
no, I think this would... No.
This is
if
still
the
a
Leafs
conversation.
curb stomp them like they did to the Jets last year, 7-2, everyone's going, Willie, don't even need you. Tyler Ennis jerseys just fly off the racks. Willie, you big bum. Sign the deal, idiot. Oh, we don't even need you. People just start burning Nylander jerseys in their driveway. But no, they had a shaky 3-2 overtime win against Montreal. And so people are like,
maybe.
Gosh.
You might be right on that.
Putting on their Paul Bear voices.
So
just get used to it, okay? Get used to it.
It says that a player to be eligible for arbitration needs at least 4 years of NHL experience. Does Nylander not have this? That would be his 4th year.
No, this coming year will be his...
Would be his 4th year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But he'd have to complete it first.
Yeah.
So if he signed a 1-year deal,
yeah,
he'd have arbitration.
Mm-hmm. And then if they settled on an arbitration, the Leafs decided to walk away from the arbitration
The Leafs
decision,
will never sign a 1-year deal with him.
He could have been a UFA. Is how we could have got to the point where Nylander could walk away. But my theory about him walking away after December 1st is untrue.
I'm giving Nylander the credit of he's not an idiot.
No, he's not.
You know what I mean?
And his father's not an idiot.
Maybe you give him too much credit. Not him, his agent.
Well, that I worry about.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I worry about guys who just deal with contracts and money. I don't know. Can we move on to a topic?
We can, if you let me grab some water so I don't cough my face off in the next
please.
thing. Yeah.
Oh, maybe I could go through the breaking news. That doesn't really matter that much.
Oh, thank
Perrier. It's fizzy water, so it'll be more effective.
I found it
I don't
on
know.
the tape.
It was super fizzy. Did you shake that?
No.
Oh my God, it
That would
exploded
have
all
been
over my leg.
amazing if you did.
Yeah, I should have done that. Damn it.
Don't beat
That's a great
yourself up,
idea.
it's
Play
still-
that sort of prank in a game or in a room full of electrical equipment. That's great.
I do not.
What's the breaking news, Steve?
It's
Travis
okay.
Hammonick's week to week.
Yeah.
Well, we were going to get to that. That's
that
why
what you
I knew
wanted?
what the breaking news was, so I was like, hold on to it.
Well, I didn't know that. You didn't communicate that. You just said, shut up with your breaking news, asshole Steve, idiot piece of shit.
What just happened to the show?
The other bit of news is the Flyers put a goalie on waivers, and they claimed one from the Leafs, and I wonder, okay, maybe something happens there.
Claimsies backsies.
Yeah, maybe.
Who's the goalie?
Anthony Stolarz. Who's got
Stolarz?
Yeah.
No,
Or
we have Jeff
Stolarz
Glass.
or
We're
whatever.
fine.
Hey.
Mr. Glass.
That's nice. Leafs got Jeff Glass back. Well, Marley's got Jeff Glass back. And in a pinch, I suppose they could sign him.
I'm
Put up the
excited
bad numbers that he did last year.
to go down to Coca-Cola Arena and watch Sam Gagner play.
Yeah, me too.
It'll be a good time.
Yeah.
Me too.
Oh, yeah.
Remember?
Forgot
We can do
about
that now.
How long before he's back in Vancouver, though? I can't imagine he plays the whole year down there.
I can.
Maybe.
He's from here.
Hey, if he lights it up with the Marlies,
Yeah, wouldn't they want to bring him back?
here's what's going to happen. Hopefully, he has a great season with the Marlies, has some chemistry with some of the good young forwards down there. A bunch of puff pieces get written about him. Where do they go? He's top 10 in AHL scoring. You're telling me this guy can't help out an NHL team?
And then Patrick O'Sullivan comes on the air and goes, I was also top 10, and that doesn't make me an NHL player,
What?
like he said last year.
he just... Oh, really?
He did, yeah, he was making that. I think, who was he
I
talking
still
about?
want to get a burger with him.
He was talking about, I think it was it Kapanen? Yeah, I think it was Kapanen.
Oh,
he was saying he's
I don't
not,
know.
doesn't make him an NHL player or
They're
whatever.
gonna write all these puff pieces about Gagne, and come on, you're telling me, and he'll get dealt. They'll figure out some sort of deal. I just find it hard to believe he's got zero NHL value, even at $3 million for the next 2 years. Really?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
There are worse contracts in the league, man. Yuri
Well,
Laterra is on an NHL roster. Like,
I just
he'll
think
be okay.
I think that he'll play. I just don't see how Vancouver with injuries and other stuff like that. Like, come on, he'll play.
ironically, though,
Injuries happen.
and maybe my geography's off, but isn't he closer to Vancouver with the Leafs farm team than he is with Vancouver's farm team?
Yeah, he
There's
is.
his Utica.
Yeah, they got to fix that.
So he's easier to call up, I suppose.
But how will he get there, Steve? Will it be by train?
It's a long
Will it
walk.
be by boat?
It's a long walk, but if he has a chance to make an NHL comeback, he'll
How
do
will
it.
they get him to the arena in time?
He'll just be speeding across the prairies on a Segway. Dun, 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 dun. I have faith, and then he'll throw up a hat.
That's a deep reference
that's
for
an old
anybody
reference,
listening. If you
yeah.
don't get what we're laughing at,
Another 8-point game for Sam Gagner.
Apologies.
Remember when he did that?
I do.
No, I
Really?
don't remember his 8
I was at
point game.
CBC that night, and there was nothing else going on. We were going nuts.
Is that when he was the savior of the Oilers?
Yeah, I was at CBC for a couple Savior of the Oilers nights. I was there for the Sam Gagner 8-point
Oh, the
night
Sean Horkoff years.
and the Ben Scrivens 50 whatever save shutout night.
Oh, I remember that.
That
Okay,
was
From
unreal.
like NHL 2012 to like 2014, for there's like 2 years in there where Sam Gagner was like a 99 potential. You should always trade for him because he'd be a first line stud
Yeah.
in like 2 years.
it's like Merrick Svatos for that
Yeah.
1 year, a couple years of that.
He's a little bit like one of
And
those.
what was it, Marc
Patrick
Andre?
O'Sullivan was one of those
Marc
players.
Andre
Yeah,
Bergeron
he
too?
was.
Bergeron was incredible.
Not Patrick, Marc Andre. Was it Marc Andre? Is Marc something?
Marc Andre.
Yeah, Marc Andre
And
Bergeron.
Dan Blackburn
Oh,
was the goalie to get.
He was an LA backup, right? In real life?
Yeah, and then something happened to him, and he had to use 2 blockers instead of a glove and blocker. Yeah, I don't remember the exact story.
Wow,
there.
what a story.
I know.
I'd love to see a picture of that.
Yeah, it probably looks peculiar. I'm trying to picture it. I can't.
Do you guys get the sense that Vancouver could be excited?
Well, the fans are excited.
I mean it honestly. Do you just based on one game
Oh my god!
against the Calgary Flames?
the shot was ridiculous.
It was.
Pedersen's?
Oh,
Yeah.
he's
Like
so
his-
good.
Listen,
He's so
the
good.
I'm
snap
jacked to
was
watch him.
Unbelievable. Yeah.
100%. I'm excited to watch Canucks games just to see him and Besser. But
Friggin' Besser. Jerk.
What's wrong?
Those guys, the Canucks kicked the Flames' ass last night, and I was like, can't wait to check my pool because I have Besser on my team. He had nothing and was a -2. So I'm Brock Besser's canceled.
When do
I'm
I?
putting him on waivers. No,
When do
was
I
just-
get to rip you guys for playing in a pool with no money?
Oh, I'm probably gonna quit like this week.
why?
It's Justin Fisher's pool, and he screwed it up.
Why?
He made it a pool that instead of changing it every night, you set it every week.
Oh, that's BS.
It's stupid.
Aren't
So
you
now we
in
just
it?
got guys trapped on the bench.
I haven't checked my
Adam
things.
doesn't care. He was never going to play it.
I auto drafted
He
because
auto-
I had to be out, and
Yeah,
I
who'd
got
you get?
Martin Marinson.
Yeah, good. Looks good on you.
Yeah, it does.
See, this is why
I'm going to beat you in that pool that I don't care
There have to be
about.
stakes involved
Yeah,
for
'cause
you
you
to
don't
play,
care,
so
right?
everybody will care.
You're right. You're right.
But like Mrs. Dangle's in the pool, and like you know,
She's
there's
actually-
a little bit of
she's
friendly
always good at pools.
competition. She is. Yeah, I wonder why. I wonder why.
Somebody play
She's
her
got a
this
hockey genius in her corner. I know everything there is to know. Did I tell you I'm
Skip.
decent at crossing over to the left now?
Skip. Skip.
That ain't a problem. That ain't a problem.
No, I mean, listen, I'm excited for Vancouver fans. Obviously, it feels like it sort of did with Toronto when, the Leafs got Matthews and Nylander was starting to come up at the end of the season before that or whatever. I did, and I said this at the beginning of the show, I do feel like Pettersson's parents had more time on the ice than Pettersson.
That happens for a lot of first NHL games, and
It
in
was
Vancouver,
like, it was
too.
a little aggressive. I'm like, okay, and that's our network.
Yeah.
But I'm going to be the one that goes, okay, can you tell me something else about the teams? It was almost like Calgary didn't exist for that game. Like Calgary wasn't playing in that game. It was
The Canucks and the team were playing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dubé
Pettersson
got
his
a lot
parents.
of airtime, to be fair. He got Dubé?
Yes,
he also
he did.
made his debut. He got
He
quite
did.
a bit of airtime.
But
He did,
remember,
and didn't last.
remember the
Which
year,
we'll get to.
The year the Leafs finished last, and Brendan Leipsic got to play his first game in Vancouver when the Canucks were wearing the cool black jerseys.
Yeah, they were
His
cool.
parents were on TV every 5 seconds, and then they scored, and and then they showed them for the rest of the game. Because who cared?
Now
about
he's
the rest
top
of the game.
He's top line left winger Brendan Leipsic for the
Oh my
Vancouver
God.
Canucks.
Okay,
He
so
looked good.
He did look good,
The whole team did.
young
to be
and
fair.
fast.
straight up a mistake. That was straight up a mistake to let him go.
No, it wasn't.
Dude, look, he's
He
great.
didn't
He's
even
doing
make
great.
Vegas.
Look at our
They
team.
suck.
Yeah.
He's doing
This
great.
is a terrible team.
He's doing great, and they lost Carrick for a 6th.
Steven.
At least
Oh
one of
my God.
at least one
You
of those
can't rewrite
things.
history
At
like
least
that.
one of those things is a mistake.
No, but look at
At least
our,
one of them
where
is a
does he
mistake.
fit? How could we keep him?
Steven.
I don't have an answer for you.
Come
All I know is
on.
he's a good player. He's a good
And he
player.
wasn't good at the time.
He was marginal. And guess
Andreas
what?
Johnson wasn't good at the time.
Do you remember when Dmitry Filipovich came on this show and said the Canucks' combined record over the last 4 years is the worst in the NHL?
Yeah, and they traded.
Why
Philip
do you
Malm
think Brendan
for
Leipsic is playing on the first line with them then?
I don't care. He's there.
And Jake Virtanen actually scored, and I was like, great, that'll get Canucks media off his back for at least a game.
I think it was Jason Bro out in Vancouver he has some thing where like he shotguns a beer every time Jake Virtanen scores or something.
Oh, that's awesome.
And everyone joins him. So my timeline was just filled. I had to turn off retweets because it was two different guys doing it. I think it was Jason Bro and Mike Halford. And there were like 20 retweets in my timeline of just people shotgunning beers.
For Jake Virtanen?
I think it was for Jake Virtanen.
They must shotgun beers 5 to 6 times a year.
I mean, that was the thing. I remember when I did the sword bit, where I took out a sword every time Clark MacArthur scored, because I was like, oh, he's never going to score. And then he has like a 20-plus goal season. And I was like, I'm sick of this bit. So, like, they're just going to have, like, what if Virtanen scores a hat trick? You're going to go to work on Monday? Like,
Apparently, didn't MacArthur know about the sword thing? Didn't he watch it?
He knew in, like, the first week of the season, yeah. I ran into him at Real
awesome.
Sports.
And he said, he said
well,
something.
I did a double take because I was like, that's Clark MacArthur, and he did a double take too. I'm like, what? And like, he's like, oh, this is my wife, this is my agent. Hey, everyone, this is the sword guy I was telling you about. And I'm like, holy shit!
That's so cool.
I had no idea this was a story.
Yeah.
That was
wow.
my first year at Leafs TV. Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
well,
man.
first and only as an employee.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Then I got laid
No,
off.
thank you for specifying.
Yeah, that's in the book.
I'm sure everyone was wondering.
Yeah, shut up. Fine, I'm just not going to tell stories anymore. You got to read it in the book. They're too bad. No stories.
What pants were you wearing when you met him?
Let's talk about Nylander again.
Was it sunny that day,
talk-
Steve? Or was it partly
was.
cloudy?
It was sunny that day. It was a brisk October day, right around this time of year.
Gudbranson, Dylan Dubé, and Travis Hammond. Can we talk about that incident?
Yes, sure.
So, as Steve broke on the show, Steve was the one that broke this
What
news.
would you do without me?
Travis Hamonic, which you definitely didn't hear about 6 hours ago on Twitter when this was actually released.
Because this is going to release in the afternoon. Everyone's already going to know.
I thought I was going to bring something exciting to the show.
We can't break news. It's not live.
Also,
Breaking news for literally the two other people in the room.
Steve,
so
Travis
that we can
Hamonic
talk about it.
Travis Hamonic being out week to week is not an exciting. That's not an exciting news story.
About that.
Well, it's information, but I don't think it's exciting for them either. I don't think it's exciting for anyone.
Exciting? Did I use the word exciting? I don't think I used the word exciting.
Hamonic's excited.
I'm not. I'm not excited.
Well,
I'm not excited for anything except the drive home.
So Eric Gudbranson pulls an Eric Gudbranson and hits Dylan Dubé in a way that he probably shouldn't have.
The puck was like in the corner.
Yeah, it was a
close.
bullshit hit.
Yeah.
And that's what Eric Gudbranson does.
Whoa now. No, he's a tough, rough and tumble player. That's what you're supposed to do.
No, he also just is he's a gigantic man who occasionally blindsides guys that don't deserve it.
For everyone groaning at this conversation, just wait till we get to Tom Wilson.
But I was going to get to Tom Wilson first, but since you brought up Hamonic, but since the whole thing in the NHL is about standing up for your team, standing up for your teammates, and we saw it with Brad Marchand and Lars Eller too on opening night, and we'll get to that in a second. But Hamonic is now out week to week because he fought Eric Gudbranson. Now, if you line up Travis Hamonic and Eric Gudbranson, you know who's winning that fight. Travis
Hamonic's a big boy though.
Yeah, but
he's not.
He's not Eric Gudbranson.
Gudbranson's huge.
Gudbranson, that's what he does. This is his game. Don't play his game. And Hamonic came out and played, and now he's out week to week.
Facial fractures take forever.
Why?
They take a long time.
Why? What is
Was
the
it
point?
worth it?
Was it worth it? What's the point? Okay, so not only have you if he didn't stick up for Dylan Dubé, Don Cherry would have ripped the Calgary Flames on Hockey Night in Canada. But guess what? Travis Hamonic would still be playing hockey.
And you know what? By the second period, when it starts up, whatever Saturday game it is, everyone would have forgotten.
We've forgotten.
Don is going to be absolutely on fire on Saturday.
Yeah.
by the way.
It's going to be great.
Because he's got this.
Got Eller and Marchand. Tom Wilson.
Nylander, I doubt even gets mentioned.
Oh,
Sweden,
no.
Sweden.
He might because
Visor.
he's a Swede asking for
Yeah.
money.
Yeah. Oh.
I think he's going to go that route.
And he wears a visor,
Oh my
which
goodness.
you actually have to
Oh
play.
boy,
with
Don's
now.
only got 7 minutes. It's going to be very interesting to see. Okay, no one do anything tonight.
Okay,
No one
over,
do
under.
anything tonight.
Over under on how many times he calls him Michael.
Oh. Now he's not Paul Romana. Come on. It's true. Come on. You called him that like 7 times last year.
Kaskiseu was my favorite. Yep, that's interesting. Okay, we need side bets. I like this.
Okay. So are we playing for money though? Otherwise, it's going to be like
We're
Yahoo.
not playing for money.
Okay,
useless.
how many names does he screw up and which names?
Gudbranson and Hamonic, he definitely screws up.
Oh, because he said Gudbranson that one time. I forgot about
It's
that.
not the 17th yet.
Oh my. Okay, so
He won't even bother to learn Lars Eller's name. So does that count as a screw up?
No, Eller's easy.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
He won't bother to learn it though. Marchand and the Capitals guy.
You think he'll call him Swedish?
No.
Yes. You think no?
I think he focuses on Marchand and just bigs him up
He's
so
not-
hard.
yeah, he's
I think
not-
he just calls out Marchand, says he's the greatest guy on earth for fighting and all that.
I don't think he learns Eller's name.
It's a European, Jesse, and he's a Swedish. He's a Swedish player from Denmark. You have to understand that. All right,
Yes.
you gotta. I don't have confidence in Dubé. I think that might be Doobie. Oh, maybe Dubas. Yo, what if he calls him Dubas?
That's a good one.
And an easy mistake to make, I suppose. Good Budskin.
Good buzz.
I love this game.
Gudbranson is my
Even
favorite.
Hamonic. I don't know.
Hamonic's the hard one. Yeah.
Are they still doing those
He might
videos,
not
by the
get a
way?
single name right.
Are they still doing those videos where they actually write out with Don Cherry, like they take each segment and they actually phonetically write it out? Because if they're not, if you guys watch this show, please keep doing
We
that.
watched those on our hangover day for your bachelor party.
It was the best.
We just howled.
The best.
held every time.
I hope they
Use it,
continue
yeah.
doing that. They should just keep doing it.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a new video from them in a while, so
maybe they
hopefully
get-
I should go subscribe.
Maybe they got shut down.
Yeah, it might have got
It's
shut
funny.
down.
By
But
the
he's
big
gonna
boys.
he's gonna nail all 3 of the nasty incidents. Nylander, and I'm not sure
Anderson,
what else.
Hopefully he bigs them up.
Max Domi got 2 points his first game.
Oh, Domi.
Domi,
They don't say. He doesn't even say Domi right. He says Domi.
yeah.
Like
Max
he's
Domi.
he's never
How
said
many
Domi
times
right.
does he call him Ty?
I don't think he will because he knows
Yeah.
Ty.
Yeah.
Also,
I would bet the under.
Yeah.
he's going to talk about the Ekblad punch too, because he hasn't had a chance yet. Hey, he got 2 assists in his first game. Also, thing I haven't talked about yet. It's another punch thing. It's just going to be like UFC.
Tom Wilson.
Oh yeah.
He's got a rip.
No. Yeah, I mentioned that. Yeah, that's one of the. Okay, so here we go. We got. Okay,
7 minutes. Damn.
for nice things.
How-
or
you're-
for
you're-
non-violent things? We have Nylander.
You're producing the segment, so how are you lining this up? What's the first story?
oh,
For,
just
knowing Don Cherry,
Yeah.
like Bugs Bunny, 6
You're
cigarettes hanging
Ron.
out of my mouth. I'm like,
You're
I don't know how
Ron.
this
You're
is gonna
Ron, you're
happen.
lining up
Talking
the
to
segment. What do you start
producer.
with?
What are you doing?
Okay, so here's what we have to choose from. We got Nylander. We got Wilson. We got. Thank you, Jesse. I need a. Come on. I need you to make a list here. I got a lot of things to say. All right. We got Nylander. All right. We got that Gudbranson thing with Dubé and Calgary guy, Travis Scott, and we got what else? We got Domi. I want to talk about Domi. I don't know how yet. And what was the other thing? Marchand with the Swedish guy from Finland.
All right.
Yeah.
So what order are you going in? You got Nylander, Wilson, Gudbranson, Domi, Marchand.
You start
And
with
Tavares. He's
Oh,
Oakville boy?
Yeah.
Oh.
Scored in
Okay.
our first game.
he'll end with that. He'll end with that.
No,
that's the
start
closer?
with that.
You'll think he'll
Yeah,
start
I
with
think, I
start
think
with
it's start. Oh my God, hometown
And then-
boy coming back.
and then I think he
Toronto,
goes into
scoring-
Wilson right away. Like it's a quick one on Tavares,
Yeah.
and then he goes right into Wilson.
Wait, the Hockey Night in Canada game is Leafs versus Sens. So who is the unsung hero who's one of the least talented players on his team but works hard, who will get the shout out for Ottawa? Might be Borbietsky.
Can we just do this lineup now? Come on.
No,
Let's-
I'm figuring it out. Okay, John Tavares, he's got the thing. So he shows him. I think Nylander's not mentioned.
I don't think he's mentioned.
I don't think he's mentioned.
No.
I will take that bet. I think he is.
He goes from Tavares to the little guy who could. If, okay, Ennis scores first period of that game, he's getting in for sure.
Uh-huh.
Then we transition to bottom of the lineup Ottawa player, shout out. Something along those lines. Which transitions to, I'm going to say, the all-Canadian Canucks Flames fight. Which transitions to, that's hard. Marchand. Which transitions to Wilson because Capitals.
And then you got to get Domi Ekblad in there somewhere. And that's the only thing you're missing. And then you said he's not going to bring up Nylander.
I don't think he's bringing up Nylander.
No, Nylander's out. Don't have time for the Swedish kid. We got
All right, so what do I get if he brings up Nylander? Because I think he is 100% guaranteed.
You get a pack of hockey cards.
All right, next episode, you guys buy the hockey cards instead of.
Done.
Okay.
All right,
I didn't know you were bringing those.
By the way,
We're on the
Jesse,
episode now.
can you, on Saturday, I don't know if you can remember this, but can one of you two tweet that list out right before Coach's Corner? So that way, at least we can follow along at home and go, is it like, see how they line it up?
All right, we got, all right.
So,
All right.
final list.
You're, okay, Domi goes in the middle there somewhere. So we got Tavares, possibly Ennis. Oh, yeah, sorry. Tavares, Ottawa player. I'm going to put Tavares, comma, possibly Ennis. Ottawa player. Gudbranson, Hamonic. Marchand. You know what? That's going to transition to Domi because Eller doesn't stick up for himself, really, and neither did Ekblad. Someone's punching you, you gotta punch him back. That's what the discussion's going to be. By the way, we got to talk about Tom Wilson here, okay? I just want to know where the league's going. You can't lay a hit anymore. He's going for the head, and then Now, here's the interesting line in the sand. Is Don Cherry pro Wilson hit? I'm not sure he is.
No, I don't think he is. I don't think he is.
Okay, good Ontario boy, plays a tough game.
Needs to smarten up.
Just needs to smarten up because
maybe that's the
too many people were comparing him to Matt Cook, and Don Cherry hated Matt Cook.
Yeah. He doesn't like dirty players.
Yeah.
He likes tough players.
Yeah, he hates dirty guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So who's the example that he points kids to who does it the right way?
Brad Marchand.
Yeah.
No,
it might be.
It's Brad
No
Marchand.
way.
Yeah.
No way.
It's Brad Marchand.
No way.
It'll be unbelievable.
It'll be
if
great.
That's the
I
case.
can't wait. I can't wait.
Oh my god.
It's going to be Brad Marchand. I am
I'm gonna
we're
put
line in the
so
sand.
much fun if it's Brad Marchand.
Adam says Marchand
Don't
here.
be
I'm
Tom
putting that
Wilson.
in.
Be Brad Marchand.
I love this, by the way. We should do this before
I can tell you're
hockey
loving
night.
this bit.
Oh my
I
god,
don't know
love
if
it.
anybody else is enjoying it, but Steve is.
I don't care if they like this bit. I'm doing my
It
thing.
would be kind of fun every week to do like a
What will Don
what
talk
will
about?
Don talk about?
Yeah.
Just do a little prediction.
Okay, and what else we got?
Let's not let it take half an hour.
Yeah, can we like hurry this up a little bit though? I'm getting bored.
Jeez.
Like
okay,
let's-
Pedersen doesn't go on there. Okay, what's the last thing that I think he ends fiery. He ends
No,
fiery
he normally
with Wilson.
he normally ends with like a memorial something.
Yeah.
Oh,
with
shoot.
the troops.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, memorial.
some troops-wise.
So I'm going to put memorial, some sort of memorial. Yep.
There you go. That's our lineup.
There's your
Let's move
lineup.
on.
Great. I love it.
Okay, moving on to the Tom Wilson 20-game suspension.
And we have the hockey card bet. He's going to bring him Nylander.
There you go. 20 games for Tom Wilson. Like, dislike.
Well, okay. So if you watch maybe the YouTube version of the last episode, when you guys asked me for my prediction, you probably saw me falter a little bit because I think I said 5 or 6 games. And then I go, but he got 3 in the playoffs. And 3 in the playoffs
6 games.
is an indication that A, you're a repeat offender, and B, we're annoyed with you. We're annoyed with you and your nonsense.
Nazem Kadri.
I don't think...
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not entirely convinced Kadri's thing was 3 games in and of itself, but it's Kadri. We're annoyed with you. Stop doing this shit. 3 games.
Yeah.
Tom Wilson. You know what?
That's almost like a don't make me come down there.
Wait till your father gets home.
Yeah. Yeah.
I told you to turn off the TV, and I can hear that the TV's on.
Oh, no. You're sitting there watching the TV, and they come in. You ever get this? They pick up the remote and turn it off so that you have to go do what they bloody asked you to do in the first place, Steven. Sorry, I went to a place. Am I here? I'm in the studio? Anyway, yeah, Tom Wilson, they're sick of him. They're sick of him. And they gave him 3 games, and they were already sick of him in terms of actual games played less than a month ago. Like, I know they had the whole summer, but in terms of actual games played, it was less than a month of actual games played. It was the second round against Pittsburgh, wasn't it?
Wasn't it 12 games total?
Yeah.
Like in terms of playoffs
In between
and
I don't-
him being suspended.
Yeah, probably something like that. And 4 suspensions, was it, in 105 games?
Mm-hmm.
What did you want them to do?
my favorite part about all this
What
is
did you-
all the shit I took from Caps fans last year in the playoffs about talking about Zach Aston Reese and all the other shenanigans that he pulled.
Sunquist is on IR.
And
by the way.
I said at the time, he's dirty. He's a dirty player. This is not a guy that wants to hit you. This is a guy that wants to hurt you.
Yeah.
There's a difference. And
he plays this way. I frankly don't give a shit.
I sit
He's
and I
hurting people.
laugh because I fucking said it. I said it. And it was like, oh no, it can't. No, he's so great. This is so great. He's awesome. And then when his contract, he wins the cup, the contract signed. I look like an idiot. Fine, but here we are. 4 suspensions in less than 100 games.
Like no dirty player has ever won the Stanley Cup. Jesus Lord, that's how they win it half the time. You got to murder people to get that thing. It's impossible to win. It's so bloody hard to win.
But that's
Like the Penguins have nothing. Every cup run has gone off without a hitch. Not a hint of it, not even a face wash after a whistle. Get out of my face. It's a brutal trophy to win.
Yeah.
Like no dirty players ever won the cup.
I just sit here and I laugh.
It. Shut up.
Because I took so much shit for my Tom Wilson takes, and here I am right again like I was the first 2 times.
And Tom Wilson was great in the Stanley Cup final.
Sure was.
But
and I even
so
tweeted
what?
him. I tweeted him after he won the cup. I said, congratulations on winning the cup.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, Brad Marchand's a 40-goal scorer. And what else? What else does Brad Marchand do on occasion?
Lick people.
Licks, he does lick people.
Let me get on my chalkboard. That's a good one, Jesse. Licks people. What else? What else do we have?
He got suspended and didn't score 40 goals because he speared someone.
Spears people in the nuts. That's a good one, Adam.
Yeah, remember
That's
that? Yeah.
Fractures faces.
Fractures faces. I like that one. 10 points to Gryffindor. And who else? What else do we got?
I can't even remember now.
He Slewfoot.
Slewfoot,
People
right? Yeah,
a little
okay.
bit, slow on the up. It's okay. You're all right. This is remedial.
Sometimes he'll put a stick in your stomach as you're going to the bench for no reason.
Oh, sometimes, yeah. Let's. Sorry, I had to switch.
Never
hands.
gets a penalty for it though.
No, heavens no. And we're not even through the list. So we have established you can score NHL goals and be a bit of a prick while doing it.
All right. But in Tom Wilson's case, he doesn't. Brad Marchand does.
Listen, oh man, who was it that tweeted he's got like 35 goals and 29 games suspended or something like that? That's bananas. No, but here, we're just making fun of him. Does he deserve it?
I don't know.
Yes!
I'm basking in my shower of righteousness right now, actually.
Well, and I
What if it was your Stanley
if
Cup?
I was you,
This is my cup. You're right.
You hoist it high, Adam. If I were you, I'd be a little bit obnoxious about this too.
You should be Ovechkin with
I
the
hate
cup
to
right
tell you
now.
this, but I'm
Don't
right.
let go of that thing.
Yeah, actually, I don't hate to tell you this. I'm right. And I was right when I said it, and I was right the second time and the third time and the fourth time. I was right.
Do you think he will win his appeal? Because he has appealed it.
I think that he's going to have between 5 and 10 games shaved off this.
That much.
Yeah.
I think 15, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't think they should shave off a damn thing.
I don't think so either, but I think they will.
This is a lesson. It's not a punishment. Well, yes, it is. It absolutely is. But it's a lesson.
Now, I couldn't see anywhere that an appeal's been filed, but I'm assuming they will.
I've seen it on Twitter. I don't know if it was official or anything, but
The-
listen, it's like I said last show. Tom Wilson is going to be an NHL player for a long time and a decent one. And you got to ding him. If this guy's going to be in the league for a while, you got to ding him. It's got to be an education. And he got one.
Well,
John Shannon tweeted, Wilson will appeal suspension, and then Chris Johnston followed up with, the appeal of Tom Wilson's 20-game suspension will be heard by Gary Bettman. If the NHL commissioner doesn't overturn the decision, it can then proceed to a neutral arbitrator.
if Bettman takes games off that, if I'm George Peros, I resign. I resign in protest.
It's a little extreme, man.
Unless you need the money.
Tell the
I'd
man
be
to quit his
pissed. I'd be
job.
pissed because he's trying to do a freaking job here. Don't undercut me.
Yeah.
I would
And
resign
he usually
to
doesn't. Like, I don't
No, he
remember
doesn't.
last time he did that.
no, and I think it's the independent
and
arbitrator
because of
that's going to be
how-
the
The neutral one.
yeah.
How long the suspension is.
The independent one
was
is
the
going to be the
last-
one that cuts games off this. But here's the thing. Let's get into this. Because we've had the graphics come up on Sportsnet and TSN about where is this rank? Oh, it's right behind Raffi Torres, who was suspended for being Raffi Torres.
Well,
now
dude,
let's
was
leave
Tom
that.
Wilson suspended
Let's
for?
leave that for a second. Let's talk about this. This punishment I think stings more. I mean, second in terms of the money that he has to give up, because it's somewhere in the neighborhood of $1.2 million, and he has to write that
Cut a
check.
Mm-hmm.
He has to cut a check. Now, he might just be able to give up every paycheck, I think, for the rest of the year, because I think his base this year is $1 million.
It's not enough, though. You still have to pay back a little-ish.
Yeah, so it was like $200,000 or something like that, which
yeah.
still sucks.
But
I'm
this
sure-
season, he's going to make less than the money he's giving up,
Yes.
which is crazy.
But he's got to write a check back to the NHL. So that's number one. Number two.
That's a big check.
Number two.
Merry Christmas.
I think the thing that would have stung the most after the money is the fact that he got dressed up on game one of the season when the Caps came out with the fireworks and the light and the red
banner.
lights and the banner was raised and he got to get dressed up, put his stick in the air for Caps fans who knew he was suspended 20 games because of a worthless play in a worthless game. And then he got to go back into the dressing room as the banner was raised.
So he wanted to do it in full equipment.
And well, he did come out in full equipment, and he got to go out and do that on the ice. Which, by the way, I don't think a suspended player should be able to do that. If you are a suspended player, you should not be able to take the ice.
Nah, let him go celebrate.
He didn't take the ice in a game.
Yeah.
Like, he might as well have dropped the ceremonial puck. He might as well have been the kid who gets to skate around
Just
with
my
the flag.
opinion, and this isn't
Like,
just
he
Tom
didn't-
Wilson. I believe it, anybody. If you are suspended, if you're grounded, you're grounded.
Well, yeah,
Grounded doesn't mean you get to go to your friend's birthday party to say hi. Grounded means grounded. You stay home.
Wow.
Or you stay up in the press box.
You just turned off the TV.
I did just turn off the TV.
Remember Nate Schmidt was in that video with Pacioretty for Vegas' hype video on Twitter?
Oh my god.
So Patches, what do you think?
Don't do that.
Oh, come on. It's a joke. It's a steroid joke. I just made a joke about putting a needle in your arm. It's a joke. Oh my God. What is he putting it? Where is he? Is he taking the steroids orally? Okay. Hey, Patches. I don't like what.
Still going.
Come on.
Anyways.
Come on. Anyway, my point in this is
Nylander's contract.
the thing that would have stung the most is that he doesn't get to play during a game like that when everything's supposed to feel good. That he casts that shadow of 20-game suspension over his team when that was their moment to celebrate with their fans.
Yeah, but hockey players are weird. They rallied around it.
Yeah.
And
Well,
then
yeah,
they
TJ
kicked
Oshie going,
Boston's
it's
ass.
too bad the NHL made an example of Tom Wilson. I mean,
Yeah,
what's he supposed to say?
Guys, stop acting shocked. Like, I don't know. I guess we all have a blind spot for our friends, I suppose. And I
Steve,
get it, but
if we were on the same team, that would not be your comment. You'd be like, well,
Are you kidding? No, yeah. I was even if my teammate's dumb in public, I would stick up for him.
well,
Just to the
okay,
media.
that's a great point.
But
Yeah,
you
at
wouldn't-
behind
very
the
least
scenes,
in
I would,
public.
I would give him shit.
but
and be
you
like,
wouldn't
I'm pissed at
say
you.
wouldn't say it's too bad the NHL had to make an
No,
example of him.
I would just spin it however it looks like I'm saying something positive in the media. Like I would just do that.
Like,
just-
Tom's a great
just for
guy.
my
We're really going to
friend.
miss him. What's wrong with saying that?
yeah, like, okay, if you're on the Caps, screw every fan base outside of the Caps. That makes
Yeah.
you look good to the Caps.
Ah, sure.
Yeah,
You're
that's
right.
what-
You're
that's-
right.
I don't think you should fault him for that. There's
I-
many other things we can
Yeah.
rip
right.
the guys for.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, with Eller and Marchand, since we were talking about it, did you think, because Ken Reed and Kiprios and Doug McLean, all those guys think that was a fight. I
No,
tend to disagree. I
absolutely
think that
not.
was an attack. Now,
No, it's assault. I'll be the bad guy. I'll be the concerned soccer parent and say it's assault.
that wasn't a fight.
What Max Domi did to Aaron Ekblad was assault. What Brad Marchand did to Lars Eller was assault. That's what happens. That's what it is called, actually, when you punch, when you begin fighting an unwilling combatant. I just dummy at him right now. What's that called?
That would be assault.
I think a couple phone calls might get made.
Did Adam score a couple goals against you?
You know? Well, he was being a little shitty about it.
Like, did he celebrate
You
too
got to
hard?
explain the basics of society to grown adults. You may not hit a person, even if they're being an asshole.
No, but that doesn't apply in hockey.
That is.
It should.
Well, okay,
That's
all
not
right.
how
Now,
hockey works.
now I remember I was sitting in the dressing room for my hockey team last night. And I was talking to Jesse about this before the show.
Also,
And it is-
Adam's actually on an NHL team. If you didn't know. His
No,
league
but
is
it-
basically
I
the
heard
NHL.
you got a tuck, bud. I heard you got a tuck last night.
I did. I got a garbage goal, game-winning goal. Game-winning
Hey,
goal.
yeah, you know it's a game-winning
It was
goal.
a game-winning
Come on,
goal.
bud.
No,
And
but-
then did you celebrate and someone just decked you in the throat?
no, but it also wasn't 7-0.
Why not?
So the prevailing thought when it was brought up in the dressing room last night was interesting because remember, I know it's hard for all of us, but there are a lot of hockey fans outside of Twitter. And the
Room full of guys.
prevailing thought was
I
that
bet they all felt really bad for Eller.
no, they didn't. They
What?
said if he celebrates like that in front of the bench, he's being a dick, and he brought it on himself.
Well, okay.
That's what they said.
Believe me, there's part of me that's like, what did he expect?
Yeah, that was what he said. No, they're not agreeing. Listen, none of these people are Marchand fans. They're Leaf fans.
Yeah.
One guy's from Ottawa, so he's an Ottawa fan, and a poor bugger. And his name's also Adam.
Poor
Poor
guy, that
bugger.
sucks. But you're not allowed to do that, man. You're not allowed to.
But I doubt he gets a suspension. He's not even getting an in-person.
Of course not. No, it's already been established that's legal. There is precedent this NHL season that punching an unwilling human being in the face is literally legal. It's cool. Drop your glove, bare knuckle punch him in the fucking nose, and it's cool. Already established. Marchand's lucky he didn't hit him.
Well, he did hit him towards the end, though. Holy he got him good. Like, wow.
No. I mean with his shoulder. Like, deliver an actual hit.
Oh, because then he would have been suspended.
Because you can't do that. That's crazy.
That actually causes fights. It's so funny. There's so few hits in the NHL that when there's actually a good, clean hit, the play stops and there's a fight.
The NHL needs someone to lay suspensions who has never watched a game in their entire life. Because they're, I think, the only people who could possibly think about this.
Divorce themselves from the culture, you mean?
Yeah. Because the culture's so insanely messed up. Neither of those things should be legal. That's insane. You get a red card in the World Cup final for headbutting a guy in the chest. Like in no other sport can you just deck a guy for being a little shitty to you.
But it's in the rules. You can't.
Yes. Are we guys?
You want to change the rules?
Every guy who's mad at me right now, it's all guys, let's be honest. Every guy who's mad at me right now,
they're tough.
They
have huge testicles.
They're guys who say things like, not in my house. You're damn right.
I bet they've got mud tires on their Jeep, too.
Oh, yeah.
I bet they know how to pull up their pants.
Calvin and Hobbes pissing on a logo they don't like sticker. Come on. Like, guys, drop the veil for a sec. Can you do that at men's league? Can you do that anywhere else?
It's different.
Let's make a list of the places on earth you're allowed to bare knuckle punch someone in the face uninstigated.
The octagon.
Nope.
That's instigated.
You have signed many documents that say we agree to punch each other in the face, so that doesn't count.
And give each other a hug afterwards, out of respect.
Give each other a hug after. Man, there was a boxing match within the last year or so where two guys beat the shit out of each other for a certain amount of time. I don't remember how long, but they did it.
It definitely wasn't the Pacquiao-Mayfield fight, that's for sure. Mayweather.
After that fight, I forgot his name too.
I've been saying Baker Mayfield all the time now, so I'm sorry.
But, okay, so two guys
Cleveland.
beat each other up. No one called the police. Because it's cool. They signed documents. They were willing combatants.
Right.
Do you not?
They agreed. Wait.
No, yeah.
They agreed to fight each other. That was cool.
Argue it, Jesse.
After the fight, one of the guys from the losing fighter's corner walked over to the other fighter's corner and punched him dead in the face. They had a slow-mo cam on it and everything. You saw the spit. The cartoony spit and sweat flying everywhere. They called the cops on that guy. He got arrested. You know why? You're not allowed to do that.
Conor McGregor threw one of the...
He threw
but that was
dolly at a bus.
That was probably fixed.
But Jesse, they're both fighters.
And it was probably fixed. And there's a reason I think that incident went down the way it did.
Yeah, how did they have a rant?
This conveniently had like 4 different angles of it.
How did they get the cameras in there? How did they get the cameras?
I don't know, Adam. Maybe Vince McMahon was also there.
Man, those guys who were always going to fight are fighting now. Weird.
How did no one ever sue anybody over this entire incident?
Oh, no, I think there was a lawsuit.
But like it kind of got resolved and now he's...
But like he's got enough money where he's like,
and Dana White, with his one hand, can separate two trained assassin fighters.
You see, he's just gonna...
when they're face to face in front of each other before the fight.
At some point promoting this fight, Conor McGregor is going to get wheeled, like as a stunt, he's going to get wheeled out in like a Hannibal Lecter straight jacket on a platinum dolly. Or he's going to like put platinum coating on the dolly that he threw at the bus.
He should come out like that.
He's 100% going to do that.
Anyways.
I'm crazy!
Steven.
Anyway.
When you sign up to play in the NHL, some of the conditions are that you may get punched in the face by a guy
apparently
like Brad Marchand.
Apparently.
And I think they all know that.
I don't think that's in the rules. I don't think that's in the rules.
but he will continue to play in the NHL, even though he punched him on the
Like,
face.
instigating is incorrect language. Instigating a fight, ironically, almost every fight is instigated. Someone says it's rare that they just go and they lock eyes and they just know it's on and they throw their gloves off and yeah. Usually, someone gives the other a tap and goes, "You want to go?" And the other guy goes, "I suppose I do." And then they fight. The guy who gave him the tap, that's instigating. He started it.
Sure.
He started the fight.
Sure.
What Marchand did, what Domi did, what a lot of other people have done is a mugging. If your gloves are off and you're punching a guy before he even knows what's going on, what's that called?
But you can
What's it called?
Steve, you can do it and you'll face consequences.
Like what?
The games that Domi was suspended, the preseason game.
Oh,
Those
man.
are his consequences.
They gave him a nice vacation. That's like being suspended from school.
And those
Great.
are the rules
If Marchand
that you
gets
play.
nothing, it's allowed.
Yeah, but those are the rules you play by in the NHL. You can do it.
No, they are not.
Yes, no, but those are literally the rules.
No, it's the unwritten rule that like no one would ever call that, but it's very not the rules.
What do you mean? It's literally what happened, and that's the consequence of doing what you did.
So then, well, help me understand it then, because I guess I suppose I don't.
Mm-hmm.
So instigating does not mean instigating; it means some other random shit. Correct?
I don't understand your question.
Okay, so we've established what in the English
we're
definition.
talking about.
No. I'm going back, and
We're talking
then
about
we're going to
playing
go forward again.
a hockey game in the NHL and punching someone in the face.
I'm
when
gonna
they weren't
pee while you
expecting.
guys
Wait,
do
did
this.
Brad Marchand
You do.
was
Okay.
penalized for
Okay.
that incident. He got 2 minutes for instigating.
Yes, under the rules of the NHL, instigating doesn't mean what it means in society. Because in society, you can't go around punching people in the face. The rules are different when you're playing a hockey game professionally in the National Hockey League.
Great point, Jesse. Now let's visit. Is that fucking absurd?
No.
It's 100%
No, because
absurd.
there's a difference between playing a sport and living in society. In a sport, you can go and fight in a cage and kick each other in the face.
In a fight.
In a fight.
fight.
In sports, you can go on ice where you're wearing blades on your feet and punch each other in the face.
Hockey and
They've
I think
decided
lacrosse
that's
are
the
the only
rule.
sports where just little bouts of assault are cool.
Yeah. And they've established that, and everyone who's playing, the 800 trusted hockey players who are in the NHL, understand this, and they play by those rules.
And I just don't get it.
Would you like them to eliminate fighting from hockey?
They're gonna.
I think it's
They will.
definitely the
No,
right route.
I would prefer fighting. Okay, listen. When there's a baseball fight, who's not watching that?
Oh, yeah.
If you're in line at concessions and you've been in line for 20 minutes and you hear the benches have cleared, you're leaving the line.
Mm-hmm.
Ah! You know not a single punch is getting thrown, but you're going, ah!
There's a lot of pushing,
You
a lot
go
of
to-
holding each other back.
Yeah, come on.
Don't let me go at him.
Let me, and then I'm always amazed when someone does throw a punch in those things because
Yeah.
I feel like everyone around him is like, dude, you're not supposed to actually do it.
The best thing is the guys from the bullpen who run out to the pitcher's mound, and by the time they get there, everything's done.
Yeah, everything's
and they
done.
went for a jog.
So baseball fights happen. Fights are not allowed. They happen.
But they happen. And guys get suspended for doing that.
Basketball fights are not allowed.
Pushing happens.
A lot of pushing,
I would never call it a
jersey
fight.
grabbing. But sometimes it happens.
Yeah, sometimes the punch is thrown.
Sometimes you get in Serge Ibaka's face, and that guy, he's not joking around.
Sometimes the malice on the palace happens, and guys get suspended for
That
weeks at a time.
I watched that like a month or so ago just to remind myself it happened.
Yeah.
I couldn't. I think they did a 30 for 30 on it, and that's
they
what I
did.
was watching.
It was also the anniversary, I think. It was.
That's
yeah.
probably why.
Probably why,
I
yeah.
can't believe that happened.
No.
Like, it was bananas. Okay. Fighting happens in sports, in society. Someone listening to the show right now saw a fight today.
Maybe.
The odds are very good of that.
Maybe.
How many thousands of people listen? Someone saw a fight. It's rare. You never know when a fight's coming. But it's always not allowed. Except for when it's in an octagon,
Yeah.
or I suppose on the
boxing
hockey
ring.
ice. We're talking, again, The thing I'm hung up
But
on
you seem confused by them agreeing that that's allowed.
No, what I'm still hung up on, getting back to the Marchand thing, is he gave several punches to Eller before Eller knew it was a fight. Now, or maybe Marchand said, here's what's probably more likely that happened, and this is a totally different discussion. Marchand goes, let's go, let's go, let's go. Eller goes, no. And Marchand starts punching him anyway. There's the argument that Eller should have defended himself, which I would agree with. But the other thing I agree with is he shouldn't have to. He's an unwilling combatant.
Mm-hmm.
Beat him next time. That's what it is. Like, you're not allowed to.
My favorite argument.
He was being a dick.
My favorite
You're
argument.
not allowed to.
My favorite argument.
Do you know how many dicks have never been punched in their face their entire lives? Well, that's why they're dicks. Shut up.
No, they're dicks because
anyway.
they're dicks. No,
like, you're not allowed to, every time you have a negative interaction with someone, you're not allowed to punch them in the head.
My favorite tweet.
Unless you're on the ice and in the National Hockey League.
Right, and that is the issue.
You would like that change.
Yes.
My favorite tweet was actually somebody going, if Brad Marchand had a huge problem with it, if only there was some other way he could have prevented Lars Eller from scoring. I don't know. Like, it was like, maybe don't let in 7 goals, you idiots. Like, maybe Tuukka Rask should show up for game 1. Maybe that would be good.
Holy cow.
He looks really
bad.
So when we went to Boston last year, I remember being like confused about why Boston fans hate Tuukka Rask, and now paying very close attention to them. I'm like, we would be the same way here if he was.
I seem to remember he had a bad start to 2 seasons ago. And
Freddie Anderson had 2 bad starts in a row, man.
Rask got 2 Vezinas?
I want to say at least one. He's got, like, at least a couple nominations.
And he's won a cup.
He's had a great career. I mean, that doesn't always last. Man, Tuukka Rask was drafted in 2005.
That's nuts, eh?
That was a long time ago.
Justin Pogge is the savior, though.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Listen. Again, I don't know. Listen, I'm going to get a lot of people yelling at me, but and we can argue and we can have a back and forth.
But definitely
about a few things.
Definitely call Steve names for sure.
Unalienable fact, one undeniable fact: you may not punch an unwilling combatant. You're allowed to defend yourself.
No, but you can.
Oh, you
Explain.
can. No, you absolutely can. But it doesn't mean that's okay.
Yeah.
I could punch you right now. You would be an unwilling combatant. Nothing's going to stop me.
Yeah.
However, the repercussions of that are pretty bad.
Well, now we're getting into this crazy philosophical. You can do literally whatever you want.
Yeah. Once
Adam could spray hot sauce in my face and like douse me with Doritos and shave my head. There would be repercussions
we should
for
do
it.
that, though.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
You want to hold him down?
1 Vezina for Rask.
1 Vezina for Rask. Adam can do literally whatever he wants, but there's repercussions.
Yeah.
There's repercussions for it. Brad Marchand.
But people would say the same with Lars Eller.
Brad Marchand could listen. Yeah, but what did Lars Eller do? He said a mean thing.
He was a meanie. He's a big old meanie.
Hey, it's a man's sport. It's a man's sport.
Maybe your testicles just aren't big enough.
Maybe. Listen.
Maybe they're not Randy Marsh style.
If you can't stomach the fights, maybe hockey's not for you.
You watch UFC.
Hey, look at that guy. He's saying a mean thing to your bench. What?
Max Domi punched Aaron Ekblad in the face.
Yep.
Because he could. And he didn't get thrown in jail because it's allowed in hockey. And he got punished for it.
Yeah.
And that's
No, he didn't. I disagree fundamentally that he was punished for it.
So then what was his suspension?
A charade. A charade.
Charade.
Peter Chiarelli.
Preseason games for players who are going to make the team are not punishments.
All right. What's next, Adam?
Connor Carrick gets 2 Thomas Coberly assists in Dallas.
You thought I was mad the last conversation?
And Brendan Leipsic was a mistake by the Leafs to let him go.
He was.
Now that is if you want to yell at Steve for anything he said, that's the thing. No, give up some of the other players they protected.
You know what, Adam? I don't like the way you're talking to me. And this is a hockey podcast. So I'm just going to bottle you right now. And it's cool. And Sportsnet, I won't be allowed to make videos for 2 days.
They'll suspend you. No, only 2 practice videos. It's still a preseason.
Bottling someone is so messed up.
Oh, it's messed up.
You ever see someone with a bottling scar?
Yeah.
You know anyone?
Yep.
It's so messed up. Sorry. You were trying to talk about a fun thing.
Well, Connor Carrick got 2 assists last night. Now, they were the secondary assists, so we call those Cabriolet assists. But they were still assists.
Jason Allison assists.
And apparently he played really great. And that's
on the
awesome.
left side of Roman Polak.
That's the best part, is that he's playing with Roman.
They're just trolling, right?
Yeah, I think
Come on. Come on now.
It worked.
It certainly did.
It did
They
work.
won, what was it, 3-0?
Now, I don't expect Connor Carrick to get 2 assists every game.
What if he did?
Guy had...
160-point Connor Carrick.
He played over 100 games as a Leaf. He had 12 assists.
He gets 2 on his...
Son of a gun. Like, he had
Yeah.
8 and 67 games his first year as a
But
Leaf.
I understand the
Unreal.
anger about letting him go, because he was one of the guys that I would point to. And even though he didn't have a strong preseason, and I said it on this show, he didn't earn a job. He didn't. But when you look at the way the Leafs defense played, especially Ron Hainsey, the Ron Hainsey factor, he's one of the guys that I think, man, that's your in-house personnel who can change that in a second.
I think most people's anger was going, the Leafs shouldn't have let go of Connor Carrick. And that was part of my anger. But the second part of that was, I wish he played like that here.
My only thing is, how
Yeah.
was it possible for them to hold on to him? There was no real...
They could have held
could've
on.
waived
Well,
Marincin.
they could have waived Marincin and nobody would have taken him.
I don't think so.
You-
and
you
if they
think he
did,
would've
it's
passed
really,
But
they would have been fine.
But basically, it was the 6 defensemen we saw, and then Hall and Marincin that made it, and not Carrick. Mike Babcock very clearly said Carrick didn't make the team.
So you'd rather have Marincin.
That's who they'd rather have. I don't know that I would rather have that.
This is just a theory. Nothing has come out about this. I'm just throwing it. I wonder if he requested a trade. Possibly. I mean, if you were Connor Carrick, you might
I would.
think about it.
Yeah.
Like, come
Yeah.
on. Or you got to
But
get...
Josh Levo.
He didn't ask for one. And then when he half asked for one, he was like, oh, please. No, I didn't. I'm sorry, misters. But no, hey, look, I said, Dallas fans, did I not say it? I said I didn't think the Leafs were using him properly. He's an offensive guy. First night with his new team, he gets 2 points. He may never do that again. I don't know. I mean, Brooks Orpik scored yesterday. You know. But if Connor Carrick is used properly, he'll do well. And look at that. They tried to use that. Well, I was about to say, and look what happened. They used their 6 best defensemen, and they got things accomplished. Well, not entirely true. They used Polak instead of Honka. But they didn't put too much worry into having 2 right-handed guys on the same pair.
You know who's another defenseman who scored that was unexpected? Was Merrick Malik back in 2007 in the shootout,
Between his legs.
which will be used at least 7 times on a top 10 list this year.
And he did the celebration.
Because I don't know why it continually gets brought up. That's why.
Have you ever heard...
Merrick Malik back in 2007
you
for
know
the
what-
New York Rangers.
Do you know what literally exists?
What?
Merrick Malik truthers.
What?
There are people who think that was staged.
No way.
To promote the NHL and the shootout coming out of the lockout.
Shut up.
Because what are the odds that an NHL player could
Could
do
have
that?
some good hands? I don't know. What are the odds? They're the best 1% of the 1% in the world.
Yeah. Like,
I'm sure, yeah.
how good you are in the shootout doesn't mean, you know, you're a great hockey player necessarily. The shootout is great because it's, here's what I'd be able to do totally unobstructed with as much time as I need. Merrick Malik, it was staged. They staged that in the 9th round of the shootout or whatever that was. The Rangers, like 3rd pairing D, would do a between the legs move that we would talk about for, what, 12 years? 13 years?
The NHL, this 10 minutes ago from Chris Johnson, the NHLPA has formally filed an appeal on behalf of Tom Wilson.
Cool.
So there you go. It's actually.
He might get 5 games taken off.
Yeah.
Which begs the question, what does he get next time?
There won't be a next time. He will learn his lesson. He will learn his lesson.
Here's an interesting tweet from Jeff Fayette. Notable cap era holdouts with missed games included so far. Stop looking.
I didn't.
This is really good. I'm glad he went in and did this information. So the first one is of note is Ilya Kovalchuk. He signed after 2 games in 05-06. In 2011-2012, Kyle Turris with the Coyotes at the time held out for, guess how many games?
I saw.
19 games.
Oh, I didn't see it. I thought it was 9.
No, 19.
19?
And then they traded him to Ottawa, I think. I think that's what happened.
Wow.
In 2012-2013, Jamie Benn held out for 4 games. PK Subban held out for 4 games. Ryan O'Reilly held out for 19 games.
So are you done with the list?
Nope.
Oh, okay, keep going.
2016-2017, Ricard Raquel held out for a game. I don't know which Lindholm this would be. Not Elias. Hampus. Held out for 8 games with Anaheim. And Jacob Trouba held out for 13. And then last year, Andreas Athanasiou, 9 games.
So what someone brought up to me the other day is with this whole Willie thing, it's often the case that a player who does this is traded within like 2 years. Now, there's a couple exceptions in there, but if you...
A lot of them were.
Like, here, go through the list again. Okay,
Well,
Kovalchuk's different.
Yeah, Turris was traded that season. Ben was with Pittsburgh.
Was obviously not. Subban was.
O'Reilly was. Raquel has not been. Lindholm has not been. Trouba has not been yet, although it's been... The rumors have been...
He requested a trade and rescinded it.
And then Athanasiou has become one of the better players in Detroit.
And wasn't there something about they tried to find a trade?
They did. But now they like him. Now they're friends again. It's like Anthony Mantha. They were disappointed with him, upset with him, and now he's one of the core pieces they have.
I know it was obnoxious last episode, but what could a potential Nylander deal look like? I'm just saying.
It could look like whatever the Leafs are willing to offer, basically.
I mean...
And I don't think they're being unfair at 6.5. I really don't.
No, they're super not. And he's not being unfair, going, well, what's the best possible option?
No.
Thanks, Leon. Like, he's going to get 7-ish.
Should I apologize to Nate Schmidt for making a steroid joke?
And then the press conference?
No, should I? Nate, I love the way you play.
Adam,
but it's a joke.
We can just take it out.
It's a joke.
I don't think this apology is real or sincere. I think you are very proud of your joke.
I think it was hilarious. Oh, for God's sakes, can we not joke about anything anymore?
It was a little funny.
The guy, okay.
And you know
the guy said it was environmental. What environment are you in where you get that much in your system? Every environment I've ever been in my entire 30 years on the planet, I have never had that much of that substance in my system.
Should we do the press conference?
Yeah, let's do it.
The Presser. SDP.
Shout out
the Steve Dangle press conference.
On our Reddit page.
That's cool.
They wrote, the Blackhawks won their first game in OT. Every Hawk on the ice was a Conn Smythe winner. Isn't that crazy?
Whoa, so Cam Ward, Duncan Keith, Taze, and Kane?
I don't know who the guys were. I don't have the list in front of me. They did not provide
I think
that.
you're
That
right.
would have to be it.
I think you're right.
Isn't that
That's
wild?
cool.
Yeah,
That's really cool. Wow.
Cam Ward won a game. What?
Well,
No,
it would only be 3 guys, right?
Now I'm picking on him.
Yeah, 3 guys and Cam
four
Ward.
guys.
3 guys and a goalie.
And Cam Ward won it, yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, I thought that was
really cool.
Yeah. Chris D'Elia, famous comedian, was called up by the Blackhawks.
I think it was like Dahlia or something, but
No.
like, I'm certainly not going to call him that.
How did
Chris
the Blackhawks?
D'Elia was
How did
called
the
up.
Blackhawks not? How were they not the team to put in a waiver claim on the Leafs goalies?
Well, because they think Crawford is close. I think this was the thing I got yelled at for. I was going, maybe they should go get a goalie. Maybe you should go F yourself. Like, what? Okay, sorry. No.
Did Hawks fans get? I found Chicago fans are
It wasn't even
super nice.
Blackhawks fans that did.
I've never had a problem with
Crawford-
backup Blackhawks fans. They're unbelievable.
No, they've been cool to me for the most part.
Even though I read Corey
Crawford,
from time to time.
Crawford, and then Ward, and they had Dahlia, and Anton Forsberg.
Ah, yes. Noted part of the worst trade since PK Subban for Taylor Hall. Actually, the Erik Karlsson trade is the new worst trade.
You won the first round, so you get first pick.
For the hockey card.
Right side, because that's what I played last night at my men's league game.
I came in second.
Oh, wow.
You get last pick.
You get last pick,
floor.
Vancouver.
So wait, can we
Punch him in the face.
Can we fight?
We can fight in this because we're playing a game.
Not that I would ever pick a fight with a guy who's half a foot taller than me, but, you know, like, could I? No, okay.
Do
So
I have to?
who
Do I have to
opens
go first?
Do I have to present first because I'm the pleb?
Yeah, we can go in whatever order.
Yes, pleb.
No,
Already
I'm sad that I'm a pleb.
lost the first one. Go ahead.
Did you get Mantha?
Go ahead.
First, I have noted Avalanche, Sabres, Blues great. Ryan O'Reilly.
That's not bad.
Oh.
And it still says Sabres on that.
Dude, Tavares is an Islander on his card.
I guess it was just too late to change.
I
it.
have
Come on, Tims.
great New York Ranger career high 61 point season. Matt Zuccarello.
Oh.
He's all right. That's what I've always
He
said
is
about
all
Matt
right.
Zuccarello. He's all right. He sure
He's
gets
the
paid to
guy.
be a superstar, but he's all right. That he is career high 61 points.
Let me see this.
He's pretty consistent though. He's got like a couple of 50s in there. His points.
He's got 450. Shut up. Matt Zuccarello's
That's
good.
what I'm
Look at this.
saying.
I can't believe you would disparage the name of Matt Zuccarello.
I
know
was.
It's a hockey card pack, and
we're
I
also-
got Matt Zuccarello. So I know I'm not gonna win.
I think he's pretty good. I like
Yeah,
his numbers.
but I'd
hockey
take.
card
He's no
pack.
Brendan Leipsic.
Yeah, but is he Drew Doughty? Norris winner?
Well, there you go.
No, Adam
There's-
takes the
Also, you
first
looked
round.
at all your cards. You're not
No, I
supposed
didn't.
to.
I didn't.
They're in your hands.
Whatever. Okay,
All right,
so you
Steve,
win.
Go ahead.
You win that round. I answer with, it's a special one. It's clear. Not Phantoms. Clear-cut Phenoms. Brock Besser.
Good one.
-2.
Phantoms. I want it to be Phantom Phenom.
My
Phantom
next
Phenoms
player.
is cool.
He isn't excited.
Oh, no.
He's not excited
Are his
at all.
Who
sponsors
do the
excited?
Sens have left?
Eric Carlson.
Oh.
In a Sens
In
jersey.
Ottawa, Canada jersey.
Does that diminish the card's value?
No.
No, it's a collector's item.
Yes.
Shoot.
Adam, who you got?
I have noted Canucks antagonizer, which I totally forgot to bring up today. Why are the Canucks the team of no fun this year? First they get mad. First they say no Fortnite on the road because that
Yeah.
apparently is
Oh
going to
my
make a
God.
difference. And then
We haven't even
Line
talked about that.
Patrick
Ripson.
Line.
Hey!
Yeah, that's my card, and it's a gold card. I don't know what that means.
Pretty card.
Ooh, that's
Patrick
a close
Line. Patrick Line says, "Well, you got to blame the season they had last year on something." And it's hilarious. And then Brent Sutter gets on the radio at Sportsnet in Vancouver and goes, I would have a talk with a 21-year-old saying something like that. Well, where's the lie, Brent? You guys were terrible. Where's the lie? Where's the freaking lie? Do you really think Fortnite's going to turn your team around? No, it's getting Jim Benning to put down the phone on July 1st that might help your team. Good drafter, terrible free agency.
The other thing I saw was NHL players' obsession with Fortnite. They would even go to the lengths of going to an electronics store, buying a TV, and bringing it to the hotel. And I'm like, how much is a TV? These guys are rich. They're so rich. If you did that every time you wanted to play Fortnite, it'd be a problem.
Yeah.
If I did that, I'd be broke pretty quick. These guys are all millionaires. Tom Wilson has to turn over a check for $1.2 million.
And he'll still
it's
have
not even half of his salary.
he'll
for
still
that
have
year.
like 3.5 to go.
He has to cut a check for $1.2 million because he already got 5. They're rich people. They can buy a $150, $200 TV from Best Buy.
By the way, who wins that round?
Why was Brent Sutter weighing in on?
Oh no, Brandon.
Brandon.
Okay.
Sorry, Brandon. The guy who actually plays for them.
I gotta look at
who was a
this.
part of the garbage heap team they had last year.
Carlson over Line? Are we in agreement? Or Line over Carlson?
I don't know.
Line
That's a
doesn't
tough
have
one.
any Norris trophies.
Well, okay, if we base it on last season, Laine doesn't have any Norris trophies.
That's true. And they both made the they both made conference finals in the last 2 years.
But Line's card is also nicer.
It's pretty cool.
Gold.
And it's also up to date.
That's not our
He
problem.
is playing for the right team.
Yeah, but Matthews is better.
Okay, Erik Karlsson in this. All right.
Just for the sake of
Matthews is better.
It's because if you win this round, then you just win, and that's no fun.
Right. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
For the second week in a row, I would have won it.
It's 1-1. Steve, you still have 0.
Yep, like over 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. Over 5 rounds of this game, I have 0. But that's going to change when I pull out Joe Pavelski.
That's not so bad.
It's not going to win.
I have.
It's good player good, but it's not good hockey card good.
I have Jesse Blake fantasy hockey team member Pierre-Luc Dubois.
I need to join your fantasy league next year.
It's actually competitive.
Invite only.
So,
oh, wow.
You know, I've never got an invite to it.
I don't think you'd fit in.
Oh.
Yeah, because it takes some dedication and effort.
I think I'm winning so far.
Okay.
I would one.
Hold on.
There are 2 first-line centers. One had a better season. One plays on a better.
Tie goes to the veteran.
Guys, I haven't put down my card yet.
Pavelski had a better season.
Teammate of Connor Carrick and Roman Polak, John Klingberg. 67-point defenseman John Klingberg, who honestly is a little underrated because he plays in Dallas and he doesn't get the national attention he deserves. If John Klingberg was a Blackhawk, he would have won 3 Norrises by now.
I think Pavelski wins that.
I think he does, too.
No.
Yeah, I think he does.
Over Klingberg?
I was about to give it to... No. That's a
Dude,
Klingberg.
Pavelski's freaking Pavelski.
Yeah.
All right, fine. Screw you guys. Yeah.
What do you mean, screw you? We're giving you a win.
No, screw you.
Yeah.
That's all I know. Jesse, I cover hockey for a living. All I know is aggression. I'm sorry, it's the culture I was raised in.
So it's a tie? Okay, tiebreaker. Who has the best player overall?
Oh. So wait, you get to keep the cards
Well, I don't
you
have
won,
Zuko.
right? So-
Drew Doughty.
You can have all the cards,
is probably
Steve.
the best player I have.
No, but for the sake of this game...
Drew Doughty's
yeah.
probably the best player I have on those. Patrick Laine. Is Patrick Laine better than Drew Doughty? I don't think so. Not yet.
I mean, tie goes to the award winner, so you got Doughty.
Yeah, and I'll go with Carlson.
Carlson's Norris. Laine doesn't have the Calder.
Oh, no. And then who's your best guy? Pavelski?
I'd argue Klingberg, but yeah, no, I guess I'll go with
Klingberg is
Pavelski.
not your
It's
guy.
not your guy. This game is
No,
so
but
bad.
because you guys aren't listening to me. You aren't bloody listening to
you're
me.
taking the guys you won.
Yes! I don't remember which cards are mine. O'Reilly, I think.
I think I win.
I had Besser.
I think I win.
I think Adam
You
wins
win.
2 weeks in a row.
I think I win.
Adam wins. Adam's 2-0 in our hockey card
In a
nonsense.
completely useless contest.
Ah,
But boy, is it competitive.
somebody should get punched
I
in the
cannot
face.
believe that a hockey card competition elicited a screw you guys. Like how did we get there?
Take that.
How did we get there?
It was genuine.
It was genuine. It was. He meant it. With all of his fiber in his being.
I'm going to be seething about this on
with
the ride
every
home.
drop of carbon in his body, he meant that.
Seething.
What do you do with the cards when you take them home?
I don't know. Can you drop carbon?
Throw them at Adam. I just
Throw them at
Do you have a place for them?
No, actually, so because my wife is a teacher, I know a lot of teachers. So what they have for classes, especially for the young ones, is I can't remember exactly what they call it. It's like enrichment.
Oh.
Basically, it's things for the kids to screw around with instead of drawing on the walls. So, like, all the hockey cards I don't use, like, I'll just give them giant boxes of, like, hundreds of hockey cards for the kids to look through.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And I have so many that I haven't run out yet. So I've given, there's a bunch of classes around the GTA that just have my
I've actually got
cards.
2,000 hockey cards that I found in my basement that were my cards growing up.
Oh, yeah, you haven't given me those.
You know,
yet.
I know. I it's because my wife keeps taking my car, so they're in my car. But
You're like the 10th friend I have who's been like, I have a bunch of hockey cards I just found. Can you look through them and tell me if they're good?
well, I know they're
It's
not.
always no.
Every. I think the only cards that are valuable are the ones that are before 85, right?
Something like that.
Yeah. So I don't have any cards from before that. So I loved these cards with all of myself.
These are just from when we were kids? Or
Yeah,
like, did you get any
there were some.
post-Crosby?
There were some that were like the tops ones from like the early '90s. Like I had a Ron Wilson St.
those
Louis
are
Blues card,
those are useless.
and then I had ones from when I was a kid and stuff. But
Those
a
are
couple
useless.
Dougie Gilmore ones.
There might be a... No, those are useless. Sorry, man.
Totally, but give them to kids.
Yeah, exactly.
That's who should have them.
Useless for adults.
Exactly.
Yeah, they're not garbage.
No, they're just
They
need
shouldn't
to be.
thrown out.
Put
But they
them in
also
your
shouldn't
bike
be.
spokes.
They also shouldn't be sitting in my basement
No.
doing nothing. They should go to
They should be
kids who will
passed
enjoy
down
them.
to someone. Yeah.
Line your hockey equipment with it. Make it a little thicker.
Young kids today need to know about Aki Berg.
They do.
I have an Aki Berg LA Kings card. And that was when they went to they switched out of that black and white and went to that. Remember that really funny jersey they had? They had a really weird jersey.
The purple one?
It was like a purpley.
I always hated the Kings in purple. Yeah, it was dumb.
Speaking of hockey cards.
Well, not their original jersey.
In the new Young Guns series that comes out in early November, Gritty will receive a Upper Deck hockey card.
That is amazing. I love that.
Unreal.
I can't believe there are still people complaining about Gritty. Can you not? They're the same people I think that are definitely defending Brad Marchand. Just cannot have fun. Brad Marchand is an upstanding individual. He goes to church on Sundays.
How long until fighting in hockey is no longer just a 5-minute major? It is actually an actual suspension.
It's going to be another decade for sure. I think you got to have another full generation of people that aren't used to fighting and don't think it's really necessary. That bare knuckle boxing on top of 2 blades on top of ice. When people start to go, that maybe is a bad idea. It's funny. I play men's league. Men's league, there's still some intensity. People still want to win. And yet there's no fights. I'm sure there are fights in men's league, but I would encourage those people not to do that because we all have to go to work in the morning. And I think it's like the idea that fights are a necessary part of playing an intense hockey game, to me, is just total crap. Total crap. It was never allowed growing up. I fought one guy once and I got a 2-game suspension. That sucked.
Fought a guy.
Punched him in the cage.
Yeah,
with
your glove.
Yeah.
Yeah. You played Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
I mean, I won. It was 1 punch and he was down. But
well, it's not a fight.
Okay, you
sucker
concussed a
punched
peer.
the guy.
He didn't concuss.
Adam, all this time,
Adam Marchand
railing against Tom Wilson and Brad Marchand, and you, as a child, sucker punched a man in the cage.
You're right. You know what it is? I don't want Tom Wilson to make the same mistakes I did.
Wow. Actually, geez, I'm
in-house league.
on that note. That was pretty good. That was all right.
Anyway,
that was all right.
Hey, we love you guys. We'll be back next week. We're not exactly sure what day. The thing is, right now, we're going to have to manage our podcast schedule a little bit because we want to not do it on game days.
Yeah. We can never do Tuesdays unless it's during the day, which that's never going to happen because you work.
Mm-hmm. Occasionally it does when the MLB playoffs are on and Tim and Sid aren't going to work. You guys have a nice 5-day weekend.
Like today.
Well, that'd be super helpful because then I could come down, do the podcast, and then go do ice surfing. Mm-hmm. But I guess we'll talk about that. Maybe not.
So I would think mostly Mondays and Wednesdays, maybe some Sundays, stuff like that. But this season's going to be a bit of we're going to be a little all over the place.
Week to week.
Yeah. Apologies ahead of time.
Yep.
It just is what it is.
It is what it is. Now, I also want to say happy Thanksgiving to everybody in Canada, in the United States. Mm-hmm. We'll wait 6 more weeks.
Don't they also have a holiday this week? They don't have a holiday
they don't.
lined up with us?
They don't.
I know like Labor Day does.
No, they don't. They don't do one in October. And I know that because one of the guys on my team has to do stock stuff with people in the States, and they are working Monday because they have to. The markets are open. So, interesting stuff.
So interesting right now?
No, I know. I'm just saying. Anyway, happy Thanksgiving to all of our Canadian friends.
What's the opposite? That's what that is.
The entire Don Cherry segment. No, I'm kidding. The Minnesota Wild. Hey, love you guys. See you next week.
Follow the guys on Twitter at Steve_Dangle, at Adam WYLDE, and at Jesse Blake.
The Steve Dangle Podcast. Brought to you by Panago Pizza. Order at panago.com and stuff your face with deliciousness.